Calling the meeting to order for the Township of Long Hill Planning Board. This is our regular meeting and hearing scheduled for September 9th, 2025, and the time is 7:31. Deb, would you mind reading the announcements?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Number one, call to order and statement of compliance. Adequate notice of this meeting hearing has been provided by posting a copy of the public meeting or hearing dates on the municipal bulletin board and website, by sending a copy to the Echo Sentinel newspaper, and by filing a copy with the municipal clerk. Number two, standard board procedures. Any meeting or hearing conducted by the board is a quasi-judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be limited to issues that are relevant to what the board may legally consider in reaching a decision, and decorum appropriate to a judicial meeting hearing must be maintained at all times. Number three, meeting cutoff. Announcement is made that, as a matter of procedure, it is the intention of the planning board not to continue any matter past 10:30 p.m. at any regular or special meeting or hearing of the board unless a motion is passed by the members then present to extend the meeting or hearing to a later specified cutoff time. Number four, electronic devices. All in attendance are asked to mute cell phones or any electronic devices as to not interrupt the proceedings. Number five, Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now roll call. Ms. Dill.
Present.
Nice.
Mr. Hands.
Here.
Committeeman Lavender is excused this evening. Mr. Lavarerio.
Here.
Ms. Ogins.
Here.
Mr. Opalka.
Here.
Vice Chairman Jones.
Present.
Chairman Richardson.
Here.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, good evening. We have a pretty full agenda, so we're going to jump right into it. We are going to punt on some meeting minutes that are still in draft, so we'll get those hopefully caught up by next meeting. So the first up on the agenda is application number 25-8P. This is a resolution. I just wanted to see if there were any comments to this resolution. Maybe you can give just a quick overview on this, Chris.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may. This was actually before the board for adoption at our last meeting.
Yep.
A few board members raised some concerns about whether or not there was a condition related to fire access across the property to get between the various sides of Delaware Avenue. I did go back and look at the tape, and kind of as I suspected, there was discussion about it, but there was no real condition either stipulated to or imposed based on, my review of what was said. That being said, I did reach out to the applicant's attorney, and they offered to include a condition. You'll see it on the draft. It's number 7 on page 10. It says the applicants shall not prohibit the fire department from utilizing the utility easement on the property as a means to travel between the termini of Delaware Avenue in the event of an exigent emergency when no other normal means of emergency access are possible. So essentially, the applicants offered to just throw this in there as a way to hopefully alleviate the concerns of the board so that the fire department, making it clear that the fire department could use the property to get across if need be. I will also note that I kind of forgot this last time, but thinking back to my law school days, there's this thing called the doctrine of public necessity that allows emergency personnel to do what's in the public necessity to prevent greater harm and damage, right? So a little bit of an extreme example, and I brought this up with Mr. Hands the other day. Let's say there's a wildfire, right? Like in California, it happens quite often. Theoretically, to stop a wildfire from spreading, the fire department could demolish a house to prevent the wildfire. Hopefully, obviously, we're going to hope that never happens here, but
Right.
hopefully that principle, makes sense to the rest of you when it comes down to this, meaning that, if the fire department could burn down a house, stop a fire, they can certainly travel across the driveway to put out a fire if need be. So with that, I think, the board's covered as far as they're concerned about the access, and hopefully that's it. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Are there any questions?
I was fine with that.
Great. Okay. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
I think Mr. Lavarerio may have had some typos for us to fix.
There are some typos.
You
in
did.
it, so
Okay,
should we
thank
talk
you.
about those before?
Yes, please.
Okay, so on page 6, it's item 8I. The third line down, it says the
Closest,
closest fire hydrant
not the closest.
instead of closet.
You never know.
On page 7, item 11, it says, Mr. Shaw testified that it should say he.
Oh, yeah. He's not hot mind.
On page 8, 17, about, I guess it's the 5th line down, there's a sentence that says, the board finds that any adverse impact that may result from the proposal on the, and I think we should just strike on the, it should say that may result from the proposal would be
Yeah.
relatively modest.
That works.
On page 9, item 23, 4th line down, it should say applicants with the plural as opposed to applicant, because it
Right.
would be consistent with the other ones.
Mhm.
And then on page 10, item number 3, 3rd line down all the way on the right, it should say fire instead of
Not a free department.
not whatever with it.
Yeah, okay.
And that's it. And, you know, I did review the video myself again, because I raised the
Mhm.
question, and I agree with what you said.
Great.
This does what the bulk of the discussion we had asked for, so I'm fine with it.
Okay, great.
Okay, great, thank you.
For clarification, the eligible members are Chairman Richardson, Ms. Dill, Mr. Hands, Mr. Lavarerio, and Mr. Opalka. Vice Chairman Jones is not eligible since he abstained.
Got it. Is there a motion as amended? Thank you for seeing the typos. to this resolution.
Yeah, motion to approve as amended, the resolution.
And I'll second it.
Mr. Hands,
Yes.
Mr. Lavarerio,
Yes.
Ms. Dill,
Yes.
Mr. Opalka,
Yes.
Chairman Richardson,
Yes,
motion carries.
excellent,
Very
thank
good.
you. Okay, next up is a resolution to address a conflict. And this is Planning Board Resolution 2025-12 PB, appointment of a conflict engineer associated with the Prism site on 50 Division Avenue, application number 19-13P. So is there any discussion you have around this, Chris?
Just, I guess very briefly, I believe Joe's firm is conflicted from participating in this, so
Correct.
that's why we need to essentially just appoint somebody to fill in. for,
Yeah, so
business
the
compliance.
approvals predate my time with the board and as township engineer, however,
Right.
I have a conflict to observe.
Gotcha.
So this is, my understanding is to bring back in the original engineer.
They're conflicted out
Oh,
as
they
well.
are also conflicted
So
out, so,
we're gonna be using Brightview Engineering.
correct,
Right.
sorry, I
And
missed that part in the discussion.
who's Brightview?
Brightview
Where's-
Engineering, we've used them for traffic.
Yes.
So if you, at the beginning of the year when we do our reorg, Brightview, the board had voted that Brightview Engineering would be
As our
board's
standby.
conflict engineer and traffic engineer, well, and use them for traffic engineering when necessary. So that firm we've used for traffic engineer on multiple occasions. The individual we used was John Jar, who was traffic engineer. This individual, I think his name is James,
I
I forget what his name is.
forget the name.
Yeah,
I could
James
read it
something
to
or
you.
other, but,
I think we did this,
James Gurintano,
yeah, Girondano, yeah.
yeah, who does, I believe, more of the land use side rather than they're a traffic-heavy company. They do sit in our conflict role de facto at the beginning of the year, right, by appointment. And this was just to reaffirm that they were the right ones to utilize, since the other was also in conflict. That would have been Casey and Keller.
Correct.
I think we had to call them in
Right.
at a certain point last year too for an application, no? Maybe it was 2 years ago? For a plan?
No, the
It was
last one
probably
we,
Ferraro.
yeah, we used,
Yeah.
because prior to Van Cleef and Joe being on board, we used, when we were with Ferraro, Mark Katariniak was the township engineer, so we pulled him in on a conflict on another matter.
I could have sworn they had a planner pop in at one point.
Or was that when you were conflicted out? No,
But it wasn't Brightview, it was somebody.
It was somebody else.
it was
okay.
somebody else, yeah.
Right.
Brightview Engineering, we've only used thus far for
For
traffic.
traffic.
They're well qualified. I have no,
Yeah.
few of the other guys in the company.
Right.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
When we approved this, when the master plan worked on this, one of the stipulations with PRISM was that there be an independent LSRP also on the project. Will that be separate and apart from this engineering contract?
Mm-hmm.
So we're still going to go ahead with that?
I'm not sure where that landed and who
Right,
ultimately will need to make the decision.
Right, what ultimately happens now is the board is basically, your job is done. So what happens behind the scenes now is they're coming back for resolution compliance, that starts. And because now the sewer is just about available. During resolution compliance, Pam, that will be one of the items that will be reviewed and that they will have to provide. That also is that may be part of the development agreement as well with the township committee. I'm not sure how that works off the top of my head.
There were a number of architectural design,
Right, and part of the resolution
changes.
was that there's a subcommittee
Right,
that
that's separate.
that Vice Chairman Jones can
Right.
speak to, that will be reviewing the plans as well, as part of resolution compliance.
okay, so this will come up again.
So it's, yeah, it's separate.
Yeah, an LSRP is a
I
license.
believe what your concern is more for when they get to construction.
Mhm.
Third-party review.
Yeah, an LSRP is a licensed site remediation professional. It's
Ms.
a
Ogens,
completely different
I'm not
term.
sure if you
I'm
heard.
sorry.
Ms.
Say
Jones.
that again?
I think your concern is specifically addressed during the developer's agreement and the construction side. So after it gets through resolution compliance to perfect their approval with the board from a couple of years ago, and when it gets to construction and disrupting the site, they'll have a representative, I would expect an LSRP from Tifa, and
Prism.
possibly then also Prism, and then a third party on behalf of the township.
Mhm.
So there'll probably be a plethora
I
of
don't think-
environmental professionals.
Tifa's not
Tifa
involved.
is the site. It is not a,
Yeah, Tifa's
An
just the name of the
applicant.
site.
Well, so there's still a responsible party from that
Oh, they are?
entity
Really?
Oh, okay.
on remedial
Yeah.
closures that are in place at the site.
okay.
The point of
Once
matter
the
is-
developer
Within a
breaks
quarter
that,
of the state.
then there is the transfer of certain responsible parties between those. And that's all LSRP expert
For the
territory,
development.
as opposed to mine and others.
Somebody totally outside of the, part of the
Yes.
engineering.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what-
And the only other question, at least that I had, was on the rates. The rates had already been pre-negotiated with them at the, okay, I just want to make sure that was consistent as well. Okay, any other questions, comments on this resolution? Okay, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved, a motion to adopt resolution 2025-12-PB as stated.
Second?
I'll say. Oh, okay.
Okay, got a second from Tony?
Vice Chairman Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Alpalka?
Yes.
Ms. Dill?
Yes.
Mr. Hands?
Yes.
Mr. Laverario?
Yes.
Ms. Ogens?
Yes,
Chairman Richardson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, on to agenda item number 9, our applications. The first is a minor subdivision with variance. This is a motion, or I'm sorry, an application to be carried. Chris, would you just mind
Yeah,
affirming the notices and the ability to carry this application?
absolutely, Mr. Chairman. So, yeah, this is application, just for the record here, I guess, application 25-19P concerning property located at block 10202, lot 12, zone R2, better known as 53 Indian Run and Heritage Road. I did review the notice of this application. The notice to be heard this evening. It's going to be carried without any further notice being required unless the board wants to require it, but I don't think it's necessary. It's everything checked out. Everything was sent timely, timely published, timely served on property owners within 200 feet, and all the content checks out with what's required by statute. So that's it in a nutshell. If the board wants to grant the adjournment or the carrying request, I'll just make a voice announcement on the record.
So we don't need to do a roll call or anything?
No, no,
Carry.
just a, I guess.
Motion and second
just
and
a
all in
second.
favor.
Voice
Yep,
vote.
okay. Is there a motion?
Yep, a motion to carry this applicant to 9/23/25.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So this, just to formally announce it, I already gave all the application information. This application The application of Freddie Espinosa and Digna Barba will be carried to the board's September 23rd, 2025 meeting with no further notice being required. It will be heard at 7:30 PM here at the Municipal Building on September 23rd, 2025, so we'll see you then.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is a minor site plan application. This is application 25-12P, block 10601, lot 7 in the BD zone at 1013 Valley Road. This is for Classic Foods, the Burger King site. Applicant proposes to renovate the existing Burger King restaurant.
Mr. Chairman, before they get started, I'll just point out for the record, I did review their notice. I do find that they, the content checks out, everything that's required by statute was in there. It was sent timely to owners of property within 200 feet of the subject property on August 25th, 2025, and also published timely in the Echo Sentinel on August 28th, 2025. So the board has the jurisdiction to hear and decide the case, in my humble legal opinion. With that, I'll throw it over to Mr. Zell and let him do his introduction.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, board professionals. Frederick Zelli, Post Pollock, on behalf of the applicant Classic Foods, Inc., doing business as the Gillette Burger King. This is regarding 1013 Valley Road, block 10601, lot 7. It's located in your BD zone. It's an application for amended site plan approval and bulk variance approval, as I said, for the Burger King restaurant. Among other improvements and renovations, the applicant wishes to replace an existing greenhouse-style dining area with a traditionally constructed dining area, install a storage shed, an emergency generator in what is presently an employee parking area in the rear of the property. If you're familiar with the property, it's over by the drive-through. Relocate and reconfigure the front door and the associated sidewalk, create an outdoor dining patio in the front of the building, and replace existing signage with redesigned, updated signage consistently with Burger King's national branding. We will go over the exact descriptions of the signs that are going to be replacing and describe in detail in the course of testimony. Just so you know, the applicant received its original site plan approval from the Board of Adjustment in 1984, including inter alia, a use variance for having a drive-through window. Amended site plan approval was granted by the planning board primarily for changes in signs, as with this evening, in 2002 and 2013, and you received copies of those resolutions. We will go over the variances required essentially for signage as outlined in detail in Ms. Lahaney's report, and I thank her for that because that is a very extensive and detailed report, which was extremely helpful to the applicant. Two witnesses this evening, William Heiback, applicant's principal, seated to my left, will give us the details of what we're doing, and William Hollows, our engineer, will go over some of the technical details after that. Unless there's questions for me. I would ask Mr. Heiback to be sworn in, please.
Yes. If you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, council,
Yes.
I'll get everybody at once, do a mass swearing. I don't know if Mr.
Yeah.
Hollows is. Oh, there he is. He's hiding behind me, so I can't see him. Okay. Can all four of you raise your right hands for me? Do all four of you, there you go, Mr. Hollows. Do all four of you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, great. Good to go.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Heiback.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Okay.
how are you?
Good, thanks.
Would you start by telling us what your relationship is to the applicant, Classic Foods?
Sure. My name's Will Heiback. I'm the franchisee for the Burger King next door. I've owned and operated the store for 35 years. During that time, we've done multiple remodels and renovations. The Burger King Corporation requires, they have a 20-year franchise agreement, and every 10 years, they require you to kind of either do a full remodel, a slight one, or something. So that it came up on my 20-year agreement, and I'm doing a complete remodel, the entire outside and everything that we've put together for you.
Would you tell us just in your words what the renovations entail, and then we'll go into some detail?
Sure, it's going to be, from the exterior, it's all new walls on the outside. We're closing in the greenhouse. We're reducing the indoor seating by, I think, 20 seats, I think it is. And there isn't really nothing happening in the kitchen, so new dining and decor, and taking off some of the big old school boxes on the side of the building, on the drive-through side, and, you know, just bring it to current image. There's a number of them. Greenbrook was just done, if you get on Route 22 and ever down there, that was just done, and that'll be kind of the image that you'll see here.
I'm going to show you a set of photographs that was submitted with our application. The board should have the packet in front of them and stapled the same way as those are, so if you would, just go through each photo. Tell us what the perspective is, what it's depicting, and please just confirm that it still looks this way today.
Yeah, that's.
Just one at a time.
Sure. This is the front on Valley Road. Nothing's really changed here at all. And there's an entrance in this front area. There's a sidewalk that goes out front of the restaurant that comes into the restaurant, and that's the view from there. This is a close-up view of this front forward entrance. That mansard roof comes off, everything gets squared off, and then obviously the greenhouse gets boxed in.
And the entrance that's shown there is going to move to the left, is that
Entrance is
correct?
gonna move, yeah, to this side. That's Burger King, I don't really have any control over that. And then this is from the parking lot side. Same thing, the side entrance, which most people use. This mansard roof goes off, these big towers come down, so it's all one level at that point. Yeah, the greenhouse gets boxed in, and it's gonna look like a square-off building.
So the greenhouse is going to be removed and replaced with traditional walls?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the drive-through, menu boards and clearance sign that's there. If you look to the right on that picture where it says the clearance with the cars up by the drive-through, that whole box comes off the wall. We had some issues with height and trucks coming in and hitting that, so where it says watch your head, it didn't matter, they kept hitting it. So that comes off completely, so the only height restriction will be this clearance underneath the canopy. That's where the light is.
That's at the drive-through?
Yes.
Is the drive-through, are you changing any components of the drive-through?
I wasn't planning
Menu
on it,
boards or
no.
anything like that?
Nope, everything's staying the same. That's my plow for my truck, that's going in the shed, that next picture. And the shed will go kind of right where that is, I think.
Just by perspective, the three spaces that we're seeing, what are those used for presently?
They're not used for really any, my general manager will park in one of these spots. Generally, they're left empty because you're kind of caught in the drive-through lane if you park in there. Sometimes I'll park in there, but not very often. So it's really, those three spots aren't providing anything to me right now.
And what is your plan for that area?
So we'll put the shed to the left where the plow is, and the plow will go in there, and snow blower and some rock salt and some outdoor seating possibly, anything that we can't store anything inside the restaurant. And then to the right of that, the generator will sit over in one of the spots over here. It'll all be fenced off, and we'll add an additional entrance on the side, because I know there was some concern to getting in there because of the traffic, so we'll have an entrance on the side to get into this, whatever we're gonna do there. We won't do this till the spring, 'cause
And just to be clear, when you say outdoor seating, the physical seats will be placed
The
in the
chairs and
shed.
tables
We're
and
not
stuff
having
like
people
that.
dine outdoors in the shed, right? Okay.
that's not it. The next picture is our road sign. It's a kind of a wood carved sign. I think that's kind of what we're replacing it with the Burger King logo. I think you have the newer stuff.
And we'll go through that.
Sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if I recall correctly from the prior resolutions, this road sign, street sign, is actually wood.
Yes.
As opposed to what
Yes.
we're gonna be using this time around.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the wear and tear on that. But they've switched over to the new logo. And that's both directions, I guess. Yep. That's it.
And I'm going to pass out some presents to the board, and we'll mark them. Council, if it's okay with you, we'll do A1 and A2.
Sounds good, Mr. Zeller. You guys just identify and give the states as
We'll do that. First one coming through is a single image on 8.5 by 11. Second's 11 by 17, 2 pages, and these are updated from the architectural plans that were submitted with the application. Still one for Deb.
So Exhibit A1 was the side of the side entry.
Yes.
Is this
I got-
current or what they're putting
The
in
first one?
one?
Which is this A2?
That's A2.
I didn't get A1.
I think it bypassed you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Deb.
We just
Here,
need
why
one
don't you
small
take
one to come
this?
back and see.
I've got it.
Is there enough?
Yeah,
So going back to it, Exhibit A1 is the first image that was passed out. It seems to be a side.
This will be Exhibit A1.
Yep. Side, date that September 9th, 2025. And then Exhibit A2 will be this two-sheet plan set. Seems to be dated May 21st, 2025?
There
Oh, no,
are
sorry.
update dates,
Revised
revision dates.
September 8th, 2025. Got it. Thank you.
Full disclosure, A1 was taken off the internet. It's actually in Joliet, Illinois, and had the old sign. It now has the new sign by the magic of expert attorneys and photocopiers, which I say ridiculously tongue-in-cheek. But Mr. Hyback, I'm going to ask you to take a look at this. And just to give the board a general, is this generally what the western side of your building would look like if this proposal is accepted?
Yeah, I don't know that this facade is gonna be the same. That looks like an older facade.
The materials you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So, but the signage and everything else is, yeah, consistent.
okay. And then I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit A2. We'll be going through more of the full exhibits with Mr. Hollows, but just generally, is this the insignia now? Is this the logo that
This is
Burger King
yeah,
is
they're
using?
going back to the old school days and, yep, with one on the front and one on the side. And one on this is this entrance.
Top one's your side, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's the front corner, which will be on the other side.
And to be clear, these photographs, the existing conditions, are of your actual store?
Yes, yep.
Not from Joliet, Illinois?
No.
Okay. Second page, dealing with the road
Yep,
sign.
there will be the replacement of the two panels on the road sign with the new ones.
And these are going to be made out, these signs are going to be made out of what kind of material?
A wood or a wood-type looking material. Great American Signs out of
Basking Ridge.
Basking Ridge is the guy I'm using for them.
And section essentially PVC that's carved out and made to look like wood. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Okay. What I want to do is go through, Ms. Lahaney included some questions in her report, so let's just answer those directly. So one thing that's required in this town, as you recall from prior applications, is that internally illuminated signs are not allowed. We have not sought any variance relief from that in the past. We're not seeking variance relief from that tonight, correct? Okay. Your current lighting down by the road is lit how? Your current signage by the road is lit
It's
how?
a little off the ground.
Okay. And the signs on the building, how are those lit up?
They look like goosenecks that come off above the signs themselves. Gooseneck lighting.
And will those same two styles be used for the proposed new lighting,
It
both
might
at the
be a-
road and on the street?
Might be a little different, but it'll be the same style of lighting. I
Meaning
think the-
externally onto the signs as opposed to
Yeah.
something internal?
Yep.
The red light band surrounding the building, could you describe what that is? Maybe use A1?
Yeah, back in the day, and I think they still have it on the new rendering. It's a panel that goes around the building, and a lot of restaurants would have it. They're internally lit, and they would light up at night. I was never approved for it last time I came in, so I'm not asking for it to be approved now. It's just a red band.
Sorry, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
as we go?
Absolutely,
Sorry, so
please.
is that being replaced though? Are you with new material?
Is there still going to be a red band of any kind? or-
I gotta look at the plan. Yeah, there is, right, Bill?
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it, sure.
Yeah. at the top, but not below.
No, it'll still be, except for the signage, this is still them.
Yeah, it's just a parapet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What's there? Need to find your actual architecturals. Yeah, very good.
So there it is there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Okay. So we're referencing the Allen Industries plans that were submitted with the original application, specifically the second page, your front and side elevations.
Yep.
And your glasses, those are good.
Yeah, parapet, yeah.
All right, so the parapet band is still going to be there, but it's not going to be lit up.
Correct.
Okay.
It's hard to tell what color that is. What color is that?
Looks like it's the same
Is it-
color as the
is it-
Burger King.
Is
That
it the
same red.
Is it likely to be an
Red?
orange or more of a red?
No, I think it's more of a red.
Poppy red,
Yeah,
Like the letters, Burger King is red.
yeah, kind of like
three
this.
six three
Yeah.
zero
Okay.
dash 143.
You got the code for it?
Yeah, it's a 3M vinyl color.
3M vinyl. Nice.
the pixel?
There's a tangerine is the orange of the Burger King
Yeah.
font, and then the red is the poppy red.
Next, you're gonna tell me it's the same swoosh in the A in Allen.
Okay, thank you.
Is the building going to be completely re-sided, or will siding work only be done on the newly enclosed
No,
area?
the entire building's gonna be re-sided.
Okay. And you've talked about actual differences in the elevations of the heights and so forth of the walls.
Yep,
No change in the footprint, though?
no,
Okay. You've already talked about the height clearance bar, so that's gonna stay the way it is. The overhang by the drive-through window itself is going to be removed.
yep,
Oh, sorry, just so I understand. So in the plans, you had the clearance bar, so that is not being replaced?
No.
Okay. But then what is going over it? The canopy over the pickup window?
the pickup window, that whole box comes out, it's no longer there, so now they just probably have like lighting or something, like a stream of lighting, so trucks, anything can get through there now.
I see, okay, all right.
To be clear, this is on the.
Kinda like the same way the Taco Bell is.
You actually mentioned them in this
Oh,
hearing?
yeah,
I'm
boy.
shocked.
What am I gonna do?
On the-
Saying you'd like to be treated the same.
I'm not gonna
The
mention
renovation,
Wendy's.
'cause there's
right.
So
what's the
this
purpose?
This is the fourth photo in your set. This
So
is
what-
the part you're talking about. This is
Yep.
gonna come away. The overhang.
Yes.
And the canopy is, it looks like on the drawings, it's gonna be 10.5 feet?
Let's let Mr. Hollows address that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the purpose of the bar if cars can
Well,
still?
this bar here?
Yep.
This was originally had things that would hang down so that this wasn't the only clearance sign that was there. I added this because people kept hitting the wall.
So you're not changing the lighting above the
No.
ordering? Okay,
No.
got it.
Wait, I'm sorry, so the apparatus that's above the menu,
Yeah.
that's staying?
Yes, this is going.
It's the thing of this
Yeah,
entire,
that's-
By the drive pickup windows.
that entire area thing?
That's
Yeah.
coming from that.
Okay,
That
gotcha.
stays, and then
That stays, okay,
Sorry,
okay,
can you
that was
show
my
me?
confusion.
Sorry.
Yes.
So this whole thing comes off and
Got
it's
it.
squared off. This stays, that's the only thing I'm worried about getting hit now. but-
Okay,
And then this will just stay.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Comes off, yeah, but
With regard to number 7 on Ms. Lehaney's report, height of the shed will not be anywhere near 20 feet, is that
No.
correct? Okay. And then you're going to have, explain what you're going to do surrounding the shed and the generator. Some kind of a fencing corral, something like that?
Yeah, we're putting a fencing corral, plantings around it. And I think, Bill, we talked about a side entrance that he'll go over later, but, so that nobody's walking out in the middle of the drive-through lane.
Okay. And those plantings will be at least 4 feet at the time of planting, as per the ordinance?
Absolutely.
Good, good answer. Mr. Hollow those will cover the distances between the buildings, but they will comply. You've indicated that there'll be a gate entrance to that corralled area. You do have a man door in the back of the building, shows in the pictures, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. So people can be able to access that storage shed and the generator if need be from inside the building without having to go out into the parking lot or drive lanes?
correct.
Okay. You're proposing a patio area of some sort in the front. Can you tell us about that?
Sure, and currently, we just have a couple tables on the sidewalk, which doesn't really work. But out, when you come out the front entrance, there's a grass area. I have my American flag pole that's gonna stay. I'll probably put pavers down and put pavers around the American flag pole, and then put a few tables out there, and then put a fencing around it.
Is it a correct statement that the number of seats in that area would not equal, let alone exceed the number of seats that you're removing as part of this application?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Are you removing any landscaping as in part of this process?
Not that I know of.
Will there be any specific parking spaces, as some restaurants have, for mobile pickups and
No.
things like that? Nothing separate?
They're on their own.
And then lastly, there was an approval condition in 2013 for placement of bricks around the base of the menu board. As seen in your photos, there's mulch there now on the fourth photo.
I think they wanted to brick, the thought was to brick this thing in, which is the base of the menu board. But I don't know why.
You obviously did not do that. Would you ask the board at this time to relieve you of that
That'd be great.
requirement?
Yeah.
Because these boards are not changing, right?
No, nothing's changing.
Yeah,
Just so.
yeah, maybe we could get an additional clarification on that.
Right, so the, now we're used to these resolutions that are like 25 pages long
Right,
from
right.
Chris and Steve's firm, but the earlier resolution says this twice, that it would be a condition of approval, but doesn't really explain why. So I think, it could be aesthetics. I'm guessing it was aesthetics. I just didn't know if it was aesthetics or if there was some sort of, if they were trying to bolster it so cars didn't hit it. I couldn't tell. So,
This is well off the, when you look at this picture, I think the only thing they wanted to brick was the base here. But this is set back about 5-6 feet off behind this, so it would never get hit, but,
it's just unclear. I'm
All
not
right.
sure why it was a condition.
So we're talking about the menu board, are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the issue? Why did I miss
There was
it?
a condition that there be bricks put around the base of the menu board in 2013.
Oh,
And the menu board we're seeing in the photos submitted was a replacement of the menu board that was there at that time already, right? That's why you're not proposing revisions to the menu board. It's already been updated
Since 2013?
since 2013,
Yeah.
yeah.
right?
Was it, just let's place that on the record. So this menu board that's there now was installed after the 2013 approval, or at that time, if you recall?
I don't remember, to be honest. But if
Just
it
looked like
was,
some of the
it's the same,
finishings
it's the
look a little
same.
more modern that they
It's-
might have
it's-
been
If
renovated.
it was the same everything was the same.
Same footprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the board felt strongly about it, would you have any objection to putting some kind of brick around the bottom?
I leave it whatever, personally, whatever aesthetics go with the rest of the building,
Yeah,
have at it.
Okay.
and
right?
you've got,
If
it
it's
looks
brick,
like
it's
nice
brick. If it's
gravel,
not, it's
crushed
not,
stone
whatever.
around it. I mean, you've got decorative kind of gravel
Just
around
make it
that
look
area.
as though it's part of the whole thing.
Sure.
That's my only point.
Yeah, we usually put flowers out and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Ms. Leahy, did we cover everything for you?
Yeah, I think Mr. Hollis will probably, some of the questions I had with testimony,
Right.
yeah, I'm sure he'll.
Yeah, I think what we'd like to do is get through the testimony, and then we'll open it up to questions from the professionals and the board.
Do you mind if I just ask one quick question?
Yeah, for clarification, yeah.
Yeah, just curious, all the things that you've mentioned, how much of that is directed and fitted into the Burger King?
What was the question?
How much of these changes you're making fit into the Burger King directions as opposed to your
100%.
personal? So this is all something that they're saying, it's
They
not as
wanna
if you
keep
have a lot of
everything
choice here.
consistent with- Yeah, you go to one, you go to them all, pretty much.
Does that include the shed and the generator and all that stuff too, or is that?
Well, that's a little outside of what they normally have, but and the problem with a lot of Burger Kings is they'll have operators that have 100 stores, they can't get to renovate them, so some of them still have the blue roofs and stuff, and it takes time for them to get up and up and up, and since this is my only store now, you know, I'm gonna make it perfect.
All at
The way
once.
they want it.
Yeah.
And does that include the size of the sign as well? Is that?
Oh, everything.
Everything,
Oh, yeah.
that's all?
Yeah, they wanted more signage, and I knew that since we already had.
So you had some flexibility,
Yeah, there is a little bit.
and what you've dialed back, and you've come up with this, you think is a good compromise between what you
Absolutely.
think, what the town wants, and what the business wants, Burger King. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I just one final question, actually, can you explain why you need a generator, just to have it on the record?
Well, if you've been around Long Hill very long, you'll know that the power goes out monthly, and it's been brutal. I mean, I had this other generator that Deborah knows about, but that's gone now. It was a portable generator that I got from, I think, Tommy at the Sterling Hotel. It was a big commercial, a military generator, and I put a transfer switch on the restaurant. So all I had to do was, it was a diesel generator. So all I had to do was start it, flip this transfer like at your house, kinda, and the entire restaurant runs. That was gone, and then we decided on a natural gas generator back here, but it's so inconsistent. I think Long Hill Road, power, because I live up there as well, the power is constantly going out. I mean, I don't know, it's tree work or whatever, but, so that was my motivation for it.
And
You
this new proposed generator will be able to do the same thing.
Yeah,
And you said natural gas fire?
yeah. Yes, I know.
And obviously, as a restaurant, if you lose power for any period of time, you're gonna lose food product and everything else, right? Does the generator,
Sandy was the last time it was, you know, brutal. It was weeks. That was horrible.
the generator will be able to keep your refrigerator and freezers going?
Yeah, air conditioning, everything, to be honest. But,
Sorry, if I can on the generator. I don't think this is true, but is your location prone to flooding?
I'd never had a flood.
Yeah, I
in
checked the
35
FEMA map, it doesn't look like it goes into that area, so I was just wondering if the generator is gonna be elevated or just gonna stay at street level?
No, I think it's fine. We have that big, what do we have in the backyard?
Detention basin?
Detention basin,
Yeah.
massive. So,
Okay,
I'm sure the construction office would monitor that, it's gonna be code, so.
yeah, I didn't want to see this thing stuck 10 feet up in the air.
Right.
You know, because we're worried about flooding.
It'll be
All right.
behind a fence.
Okay, thank you.
I have nothing further for Mr. Haybuck at the moment.
Good.
Thank you.
Can I leave?
No.
You gotta stay if you
Wait,
want
one final
approval.
question. Do you like the new logo?
Yeah, listen.
We're going retro.
I had it 35 years ago.
Right.
I went back, you know, we're
Did
getting
you
it
save
back
the
again.
sign from 35 years ago?
I was gonna ask, what are you gonna do with that sign right now?
Oh, geez.
Was this 2013, is that what?
Yeah, probably, yep.
Because I quite like it.
Put it up in
Wait, you want it?
It's nicer than the new sign, personally.
You may need a residential variance to put that in your yard.
Yeah, exactly. So don't get any ideas.
And
All
it-
right,
It
moving on.
exceeds the
Mr.
current
Hollows, you're up.
signage.
Yes.
Want to do public question with them first?
I think what I'd like to do is just get through the testimony and then we'll open it up to the public,
Sounds good.
because there could be some
Oh,
clarification.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one we have tonight.
One of these days, we'll get this upgraded.
hear your voice than mine. By the way, Bill's been with me for,
What's your name?
30 of the 35 years.
Probably.
Coming here a lot.
Do we need to know where the property is, or do we, are
We-
we're confident?
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
William Hollows, Murphy and Hollows Associates. I'm a professional engineer and land surveyor in the state of New Jersey, at 192 Central Avenue in Sterling, and my license is in good standing.
Been in front of this board a few
I have, usually it's the zoning board, but I wasn't before the planning board not too long ago.
Would you please please take us through the existing conditions and then what's changed?
Right, real quick, just for the record, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, he's accepted as an expert.
Yeah, can we, I think we can bless that.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Just engineering testimony, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And planning too.
Mr. Hollis, just for the record, you are a professional planner licensed in the state of New Jersey,
I am.
and that license is still in good standing?
It is.
He's accepted as an expert in planning and engineering, then, Mr. Chairman, right?
Okay, great.
Okay.
I've colorized
And surveying, too.
sheet 2 of 3, which is the existing conditions. Hopefully, it gives you a little better understanding. It's not just lines on there.
Let's mark that as A3 for the next date.
It's a colorized site plan rendering?
Right.
Gotcha. Today's date.
And by the way, anybody who's interested, you're welcome to come up and kind of look at the easel instead of looking at the back of it. Don't be afraid to get up.
Bill, I'm sorry, what's the date on that site plan?
I think we're giving it today's date now.
August 7th, well, the revision date is August 7th, 2025. And this, again, it's sheet 2 of the drawings you have. And to the title block side of the drawing is Passaic Valley Road. To the other side of the drawing, the left side, is the Valley Mall. Adjacent to it is a strip mall with a liquor store and Dunkin' Donuts. We've got to the west, or top of the drawing, you've got Taco Bell, the new Taco Bell. You got a vacant lot, and then I believe the other one is the restaurant that's on Plainfield Road. But the access, there's actually 2 accesses to this property, but the main access is off Passaic Valley Road. You've got an island, you've got an entrance and an exit with an island, and off of the Valley Mall side, you've got a driveway wide enough for cars to go both directions. The westerly side of this property is the parking area. The tan squarish building is actually the building. The drive-up access goes around towards the Dunkin' Donuts and the liquor store and exits out towards Valley Road. The main entrance that people generally use would be off of the parking lot. There are, I guess, 45 parking stalls there now. And to make things a little easier, colorize sheet 3, but okay. But I've also reduced copies that are colorized that you could have make it a little bit easier, I think, to go through the drawings.
Yeah, so
This isn't a new exhibit, this is part of still the
we can just treat
application.
it as the same. Well, that's a new exhibit, what he's showing there, because it's colorized, we don't have colorized plans, but we can just treat this as essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bill, just to be clear, this is A4 that you said.
Yes.
And can we get a date on that? Is that just dated today? Or we it's got its own date?
No, we just colorized it in the past couple of days.
Still revision August 7th.
Revision on
Yeah,
Revised August
Yes.
7th.
it's not a new drawing, it's just a colorized drawing. And what I've done is I put boxes around the items that were really changing. And I just want to emphasize, number one, the footprint of the building does not change. I think as far as the building goes, there's a box up here along the top of the drawing, which indicates that the greenhouse type seating area is going to be removed. And then it's going to be replaced with conventional framing, siding, windows. The door in the front, right now it's about in the middle of the building, will be moved to the east, or actually down towards Town Hall here. And there will be a couple of spreading U's that need to be removed for that, to do that. The other thing we have, while we're talking about the building, is we're proposing this paver patio for outdoor dining, and that goes up to the flagpole. You can see that is directly in front of the building. So now you're going to have the sidewalk will be extended to the new door, and then beyond that is the paver patio. And we're proposing a Jarrah-type fence to be around that paver patio, and there would be a gate coming off the sidewalk that goes along the building. So you could have two access. You could come out the kind of the main door, or you can come out the door that's facing Valley Road out to that paver patio area. The building will be, the siding or facing will be replaced. The towers will be removed, and it'll have more linear type look to it. The parapet has the red band around it, and then has the tannish color of the siding. The 3 parking stalls that we have been talking about are along the drive-up access, and in that, we're going to fence that off. We're proposing a 7-foot board-on-board type fence to go around that for screening, and then there would be a 10 by 16 shed put into that, and also a 10 by 6 concrete pad for a generator. And right now, I show on my drawing, I show 2 gates, basically kind of a maintenance thing, or if you're going to put dining furniture in there for the winter, you would open up the gate and be able to get into the doors a little bit easier. But we were proposing, you can see there's a sidewalk that comes out of the back of the building, and it goes over to the pad where those 3 parking stalls are. We would put a gate, kind of a man gate size, not a larger gate for better access to the generator or the shed. I think those are the basic exterior changes to the building. The menu board is back here on the curve, and that will remain the same. And the order board, order canopy will remain the same. And then the drive up will again have that tower taken off of it and have better access to that.
I don't know if you mentioned it, and it's not been changed, but where is the dumpster?
The dumpster comes off of the drive-up access, but it is right to the southeast of the building.
Just want to check it.
Sure.
Did you? Is there a copy?
Got extra copy.
Yeah, we've got extra copies if you'd like.
Yeah, just give them that. If they want to look at it.
Yeah.
That would be good, yeah, thank you.
It's a symbiotic relationship with them, I would think.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt you for a second. So you said the pad is 10 by 16 for the generator?
10 by 6.
Oh, 10 by 6. Okay, great, thank you.
And I was just gonna ask you about that also, so the generator requirement for the ordinance is not more than 64, so we're at 60, is that right?
That's correct. Now for the hard part. This is all easy. When we get to the signs, it's a little bit more confusing. We'll start with the sign out, the freestanding sign along Passaic Valley Road. It's actually a little bit smaller than what's there now. Just really with the shape of the bun, and it's going to be put in that same exact location. We had gotten a variance in 2013 to put that sign at that location, and that variance, as I understand it, goes with the land. So we're going to put that sign in the exact same location. There are going to be 2 facade signs on the building with the new Burger King logo. And I think you've
We've marked the two new sheets as A2.
Yeah, I think you've seen this. This is just kind of a blow-up. But it's 22.8 square feet.
They're both 22.8?
Yes, they're both the same. Actually, on the original Burger King drawings, Burger King had 3 signs. They had one at the main entrance opposite the driveway, one facing Valley Road, and one on the side of the building towards Dunkin' Donuts, which has been eliminated, and it wasn't approved on the previous 2013 renovations of the building.
So the street sign proposed now is going to be the exact same dimensions as the 2 wall signs.
Yes, yeah, the 3 of them are the same size. And again, they're going to be PVC, made to look like it's wood.
And how will the lighting be done on respective signs?
The existing lighting on the corner of the driveway and Valley Road is from the ground. There's 2 lights, there's a light on each side of the sign, and that'll remain the same. It'll be the same type of lighting for that. And right now, the lights on the building are gooseneck lights that go they're over top of the signs, and I think Mr. Hayback, I said it may be slightly a little different than the gooseneck, but still the same type of light that is extending over and shining down on the sign.
And then we also have the linear signage, correct?
Yes, we're proposing a linear sign, and that would fit on the side of the building where the main entrance is, opposite the driveway and the parking area. I mean, that's frame grilling since 1954. Kind of a silver letters. Just put it on, and there's no specific lighting to those. It would be whatever light comes off of the Burger King sign. Guess probably, and again, this is, well, there's certain variances.
Is it easier to just use Liz's report since she's done such a...
Probably. Probably. I put some notes on it to help me.
Let's start at page 5.
Maximum number of ground signs. Well, we have 1, so we match that. There's no existing non-conforming condition. Again, that was approved back in 2013. Maximum square footage of ground sign, permitted is 16 square feet. And we're proposing a 22.8, and I think it's 23.75 now. So as I said, it's just a little bit smaller, and it's really part of how the configuration. It's a round sign out there now, as you know, and then this other one, the new one's got the Burger King logo, and it's kind of square on the bottom with an arch on the top. It comes out just a little bit smaller. Maximum height of ground sign. We're still on the ground sign. We're still on the sign on Valley Road. The existing sign, we're allowed 8 feet. The existing sign is 7 feet, 8 3/8 inch off the ground. And the posts, which I don't consider them to be the sign, but they're a little bit taller. They're 8 feet, 3 5/8 of an inch off the ground. The proposal here would be the new sign would not exceed 8 feet.
If the board were to require it and consider the post to be part of the sign, can we reduce the height of those?
Yeah, the sign, if you looked at the previous drawings, the sign, we could actually cut the post down a little bit. We could make it conforming and it wouldn't affect the sign. And again, I had gone over this as far as minimum setback of ground sign from the curb line. It's 1.7 feet from the front and 3 feet from the westerly lot line. And again, that was previously approved, so we're not proposing to change that sign or relocate it, just put the new sign at the same exact location. And then there's a comment that no ground signs are required or are allowed in the site triangles. And to my knowledge, there are no designated site triangles, so to speak, for this property. But I know from experience coming in and out of the site that when you pull up to the stop bar and you look towards the traffic light at the corner of Plainfield Road and Valley Road, the sign does not hinder your vision in that westerly direction. And going east, it's not even any effect.
Mr. Hollis, just to make it perfectly clear, you have an island at this entrance and exit, but this sign is not in the island, it's to the west of the...
Right, the sign is real close to the northwesterly property corner. And there's, right behind that area is a drainage feature that we really can't get into. It's a storm drain and that comes out there, and there's an open channel. Going to the next item, it will be it's a carved PVC type sign.
So that was page 6, and then you can go back to page 5 for the wall signs.
Oh, correct. That was just a test. All right. Maximum number of wall signs. 1 wall sign is allowed. This is kind of a unique piece of property. We're proposing 2 wall signs, and that was what was approved back in 2013.
Sorry, are you not considering the canopy sign, what does it say? Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, flame grilled, grilling since 1954.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just getting ourselves a little bit more confused with the signs.
Yeah, just one other point of clarification,
Yeah.
too. What about the sign in the drive-through lane, home of the Whopper? Is that not considered a sign? I took a photo of it when I visited the site. There's a home of the Whopper sign as you come up to the drive-through window on the side of the eastern side of the building. With a picture of a Whopper.
It's not these
Is that like a billboard?
It's built like a
Yeah.
board on
Yeah.
the side there.
Yeah, is that not considered a sign?
That's gonna come down anyway.
Oh, you're gonna take that down? Okay, that helps. Yeah, it looked kind of faded and older.
Yeah.
Okay,
With all the new stuff on it, this is
right. Okay, thank you.
We are proposing a 3rd sign, and that's the flame grilling since 1954. Again, I think I mentioned that, and that would be on the driveway side of the building, below the Burger King.
Consistent with A1.
Yes. That's our 3rd sign.
That's
proposed
below the
3rd
entrance
sign.
and to the rear of the building. Yeah.
Well, it's on the western,
It's on the parking
western side.
Western side.
Yep.
But it starts at the Burger King sign and then extends to the rear of the property.
Yes, towards the rear.
I think is it placed on top of the canopy over the entrance? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we would be seeking a variance for that additional sign. We have, from previous approval, 2 signs.
And that's like a 3-dimensional
Mhm.
thing, right? Okay.
Maximum square footage of wall signs. This is where it really gets confusing. In 2013, we're permitted 23.76 square feet. In 2013, approved was 39.24 square feet, and we're proposing 67.63 square feet. And that's really kind of driven by that flame grilling proposed sign. Just the two Burger King signs are 45.6 square feet, so very close to what was approved in 2013. And then we go on to maximum length of wall signs, and it's 38 feet across the front of the building facing Valley Road. And 60% of that is 22.8. And currently proposal is 22.03 feet of sign. And that is really on the flame grilling sign.
60% is taken from the ordinance. Can you describe what's the significance of 60%?
No, I guess they picked a number. I don't know the significance.
I don't know why they came up with 60, I'm just saying that's the requirement.
The requirement,
60%
yes.
of the front width.
Yes. That's my understanding.
I'm sorry, what was the front width of the building again?
38 feet
38 feet, thank you.
gives you 22.8.
Thank you.
So we need the variance for the third sign. It does not appear that we need any further variance relief for the length.
No.
But we do have additional square footage, so we have the third sign and then additional square footage.
Correct. Glare from the sign lighting, driven by this sign on Valley Road, probably hundreds of times.
You're on page 7 now?
I'm on page 7. And I don't recall glare from those lights on that sign. And then lighting at ground signs, and I think we've gone over that, it's going to be lights on the, not over the sign, but below the sign, facing the sign, from the ground.
Can I just ask a quick question about lighting? Just to be clear, are the lumens and everything else with the lighting within the ordinance
I don't know.
design?
I don't know that there is an ordinance for that.
Yeah,
The
for
lights.
lighting. Right,
I think that's why they put the glare kind of thing in there to,
I think we had,
Is there maximum foot candles? Or?
there's things like that. We've gone through this of other. I assume it's all fine because but I just want to make sure we're not exceeding anything obvious.
I guess, Mr. Hand, my question to that would be, are you changing any of the lights on the exterior of the building, whether in the parking lot and/or on the building itself?
the site lighting will remain the same.
Everything stays, okay,
And then it's really the same type of lights as what's there now.
okay.
And a lot of it's down goose, and the sign is just directed to
Yeah.
the sign. So I agree with you. There's no, but I just want to make sure we don't
Okay.
exceed. If there's any,
Yeah, it's hard to get foot candles on those little
yeah,
lights that come off the ground, those architectural lights.
Put another way, you guys will comply with anything that you're not seeking a variance from already?
No.
I just want to make sure it's clear somewhere that you're not exceeding anything. Because you don't stay.
Mr. Hollis, I just have one question. It's actually not about signs. Would you confirm the distances between the proposed accessory structures, specifically the generator and the shed, from the main building and then from one another?
From the main building to the generator is close to 15 feet. And between the shed and the generator, it would be 7 feet. And I think we're 6 is the maximum, so we would not be looking for a variance for that. We want to keep it 6 feet.
I have nothing further for Mr. Hollis.
Okay.
I have just one. How tall is the shed going to be?
We don't have an exact dimension. We said we're allowed 20. It's not going to be close to 20.
Okay.
Kind of in my mind, I'm estimating the maximum would be 12, but
Okay.
we don't have that structure yet.
As long as it's not exceeding 20, you're good.
I'm going to ask the board professionals if they have any questions before we open it up to other questions, and then the public. Do you have any questions?
Just just to clarify the scope of relief being sought here, so, I guess the only two variances you guys are requesting are the total number of wall signs, 3 proposed or 1's permitted, and then the total wall sign square footage, 67.63 square feet, where 23.76 square feet is the max permitted, right? Just those two. And then as far as the site plan approval, I saw amended, I saw minor. Does it really matter? Is it minor?
The prior resolutions both said amended minor, as I recall.
Okay.
So I don't think there's anything different about this application that would change it from that.
All right, so we'll treat it as amended minor, so.
So, just two questions
Sure.
about the variance. So the letters for flame grilled aren't wider than 2 feet, right? The width of flame grilling since 1954, they won't be wider than,
No, it's gonna be a lot wider.
well, the depth of them, right? won't
Oh,
be-
you're talking
Sticking
about
out?
Because the maximum depth of any sign, it says is 2 feet, right? So if it's bigger than 2 feet, then
No.
they would need a variance there. But if it's not, then it's a moot point.
Right.
And then just the other one is the contents of sign. So 155.8, contents of sign. Flame grilling since 1954. I don't know if it fits into permitted, if you read it to the letter of the law. Because it's not an emblem or logo of the company, it's concise message identifying the use. Well, it's a company
The slogan.
slogan. So slogan isn't in here. So just to be safe, would it be better to just have a variance for a company slogan in here so there's no ambiguity?
I would agree with that, and on our feet, amend to request that, and thank you very much for the suggestion.
Is it, well, I mean, I think the question is it a sign? Is
Right.
it signage? And should it count toward signage square feet?
I
When
think it's
you-
absolutely a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Yes.
advertising something.
yes, no,
and it's-
I,
Whether it's a slogan, a logo, or a whatever.
yes, no, I think that's a good call.
Right.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
the only question, actually, if you could, provide testimony as to how your operations have changed through the years, that you can take away 20 seats and, why you are proposing to take away 20 seats.
Yeah, I think after COVID, a lot changed, and more people come in, or they're ordering off the app or applications and stuff, and are coming and taking and going. I want people to stay in the restaurant, but we don't see the need or any of that. So at this point, with the drive-through and the amount of DoorDash and all those other things, most of it goes out the door. So.
And just a couple other questions. There were some conditions of approval regarding landscaping of the ground sign, and you can see you do have landscaping. Would you agree that if the board approves this, that any replacement sign of the ground sign, you would continue to have landscaping or even augment the landscaping?
Sure.
Okay. And then the only thing I'll just say to the board, and it's in my letter, which is, they came before the planning board 12 years ago with a sort of a similar exercise, and they at the time were requesting the 3 wall signs, one including Home of the Whopper, which the board denied. So, not that you have to do what your predecessors did, but, it obviously is something that Burger King has continued to request, a type of sign like that, but I just wanted to draw your attention to it.
Thank you for the history. Good. Well, before I turn it over open it up for public questions, board members, do you have any additional questions? Yes, please.
I have 4 questions. I'll start with the signage first. That flame grilling since 1954, is that a corporate request? So that's coming from corporate. All right, thank you very much. With regards to the building itself, the greenhouse area, and I think Liz was talking to that. You are eliminating that greenhouse on the western side of your facility. So that's actually going to be concrete, the wall's going to come down, and where that is, because that kind of changes a little bit of the footprint if you're eliminating what that section there.
It squares it off, actually, but, I mean,
It's not, they're not eliminating it.
Oh, you're just coming up from the existing and then just taking the glass panels out and just coming up and over?
Well, no, they'll probably take it down to the
Yeah,
ground.
it's
I don't know if
coming
there's
out.
a footing there,
Yeah,
you know, for that, but it's just gonna square off the building.
okay. Okay, so that's just coming off the building?
Yeah.
And then you're
they'll
going to
come off,
enclose
and
that?
its place will be conventional framing and siding.
Okay. Okay, that's what I had in my mind, I just wanted to clarify that. With the removal of the 3 parking spaces, does that change your compliance with your parking requirements for the site?
No,
Okay,
no, we have 45. Right now, we would need 29 based on the 72 seats. We would need 21, reducing the seats in the dining area.
that even makes you more
Even if
compliant.
The seats in the paper patio area and outdoor dining, we would have more than enough. If we're 45, we go to 42, but, you know, we probably have 20 extra.
Okay, so you're compliant there. My last question is, on the east side of the building, you have the pay window. And I'm looking at the drawing, it looks like there's another window closer to Valley Road, or is that just,
No.
Are
it's
you
not a
looking at a
window?
drawing or A1? Remember, A1's not actually our store.
It's not accurate.
That's a,
A1's just an image, just for.
No, I think I understand. It appears as if it's like another drive.
It does look like, because there's an overhang there too.
It's just windows into the.
Okay,
dining
because I know
room.
there's seating there. That's right, yes, I know there's seating right there, and I just couldn't tell if that was going to be like you have a pay window and then you drive up to a pickup window. But everything's existing with the current window. Okay, those are my questions, thank you.
yes, Pam.
Just to confirm what's going to be kept in the shed, you're not going to keep any food products, any extra,
No.
things like paper towels and stuff like that you might
Probably
store?
not even. I mean, it's just really kind of maintenance equipment. I plow my lot myself and do a lot of the stuff around there, so.
All new materials for outside use. I went on the website for Burger King and I got real excited when I saw this picture. So do you plan to use anything like this nice brown?
It'll kind of look a little bit, well, that's, I don't know if that's the image I'm doing, but it'll look really nice.
Because I got nervous when I saw this one.
Yeah, no.
Good.
Okay.
And the color of that band is poppy red, by the way.
Pam, I gotta mark that as an exhibit if you're gonna bring,
Do you seriously?
yeah.
I saw it on the
It's
website.
still,
Yeah.
it's
Part of the
Mark
testimony.
it as B1?
B1 and B2, I think there's 2. You pass them down, I gotta take it from you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next time I wouldn't even
Back.
bother.
You got 'em.
Okay. Actually, there's 3 here.
2 are
These-
from the website and one is the current that you
Okay.
already
So these
have.
are exhibits, I'll mark them B1,
And that's website Burger King.
yeah, exhibit B2,
Not gonna look like that.
and exhibit B3. These are 3 separate images taken from the Burger King website, all marked as different exhibits.
Well, no, the last one is the
Last one
picture.
is the,
Of
That's the
of the
current.
business, okay.
That's the existing.
Yeah.
And we'll give them today's date for all of them. Mr. Zelli, you've got one? Take a look at these. Technically, they're in evidence also.
Have you marked them so we know which is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Mark Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a question in a second, but I just
Yeah,
want to mark this.
any other, before we get to Chris, any other board member questions?
I just have a couple of questions. Just curious, this is just curiosity. The door in the front, you're moving it further east?
I wasn't, it's the design. I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense, no.
But I think when you're driving up to these restaurants, they want to be able to see the logo in that corner. And that part of the tower is where that is going to be. So,
Because I've never seen anybody use that front entrance. I've never used it.
yeah.
And you're going to make it even more unusable by pushing it away from the parking.
Gotta be the way.
Check
But that's just an
control-
observation.
Set up
control
too.
over there.
That's corporate for you.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I help you.
The back area, you have some tables outside the back near the pickup. Are you going to do anything there, or you're just going to leave those?
I'll just put them in the front, and that'll be the
So
seating
the front
area.
will be the
Yeah, I'll
seating
get
area,
rid- I
not the
just wanna
side
get
there
them
as
off
well.
the sidewalk, not be a hindrance. Even though people
Much
like to
better.
sit back there, I don't know.
Yeah,
Seems better.
I think, I'm glad you're doing it. I think
Yeah,
it's a nice
it's
add.
better look.
Great, thanks.
They'll be able to use that front door to get to that seating
Yeah,
area.
exactly right, yeah.
It'll be an
That's
egress.
true.
Yeah.
Just before your question, I just have
Okay,
one
go ahead.
quick question. The impervious area doesn't change at all with the addition of the pavers and so forth in the
200.
front for the seating?
Yeah, there's a
300.
slight increase, I think.
Yeah.
But you're well still
Oh,
below,
yeah,
yeah.
we don't get anywhere near.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that thr-
it's de minimis to the impacts to the existing stormwater.
It's like 320 feet or something.
Okay, just check. Thank you.
Yeah, oh, just one final question. Can you just
Yes, sir.
confirm the size of the building?
Yeah,
For the
there
record?
was a couple of different.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
2,500 square feet, I think.
We have, somewhere in different pieces of paper and the applications, it's 3168
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
is the square footage, and that's checked AutoCAD with what we had actually surveyed years ago.
Gotcha. Good. Chris?
Okay, am I good? Okay. To Mr. Opalka's point, the variance regarding the sign insignia, that whole spiel, that's, just want to confirm what's being requested. That's 155.4B, right? And I'll read it. It says flags, emblems, or other insignia of a nation, state, county, municipality, school, business, or religious group, provided no more than one such flag, emblem, or insignia shall be permitted for each entity, and that no such individual display exceeding 24 square feet in area. And then it goes on to say no more than 3 flags or similar displays. The rest is kind of irrelevant here.
No, I
Is that
think
the-
it, no, it's
No.
in my letter. It's 155.8F, contents of signs.
Yeah,
And it says the contents of any sign shall be limited to property and occupant identification, company emblem and logos, and concise messaging identifying the use, product, or services of the property. Unnecessarily detailed messages, descriptions, and graphics are prohibited.
Okay.
I think you could go either way.
yeah, I mean, you might be able to call it a logo, right, because it's
Yeah.
the Burger King logo, but if they're here already, then,
It's much safer to go that route.
yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, so we don't need any relief from 155.4, the one I just mentioned. I just want to make sure that's not really in play here. I don't think
The
it
American
is.
flag complies, we're good.
Yeah. With the,
That is so
you know, insignia of a business, I'm just,
Right.
yeah, okay. So, not being requested or planner doesn't think it's needed, so I'll shut up. Just wanted to really just verify what section of the ordinance they need relief from there, so I'm good.
The flame grilling, was there any consideration from corporate that could be internal to the restaurant instead of external? As something for people who would go into, yeah, something in the decor inside the restaurant instead of external as shown?
Yeah, not that I know of.
Mr. Hayback, we've had discussions, and you don't have a specific recollection, but is it somewhat safe to assume that home of the Whopper was really what was objectionable by the board as opposed to
I think that was the
the
problem.
fact of there being some kind of a message? It
Yeah.
might have been the actual wording.
Yeah. And I think
That's the
that-
assumption we're all going with at this point,
And I think the
honestly.
king that they had on TV a lot was not a great,
Not a good mascot, huh?
not a good mascot.
Especially.
Yeah.
Still giving out those crowns, so.
Okay, any other questions or comments? I do want to open it up for public comment at this point, so.
I'm good.
Anybody from the public wish to make any questions, have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, just,
No.
and maybe I missed it, I just want to make sure the record is right. Did we ever ask for public questions?
Yeah,
We did? Okay.
yeah, that's what well, actually, that's what I'm
Yeah, it's a record.
referring to, sorry, questions.
Okay.
Questions, and that is limited to the testimony that we've heard this evening.
Any questions, members of the public, for anything you heard tonight? This is your last chance.
Okay, great. So why don't would you like to just do a quick summary and?
Just,
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chairman.
I just want to be absolutely sure. Comments?
For members of the public on this application, for or against, or anything
I
else?
I see a lot of shaking heads.
Okay.
so.
No public. Got it.
Yeah. All right. Just very briefly, as far as the testimony, I think it's covered everything. I don't think there's any confusion about anything we're proposing or why. From a planning perspective, certainly no hardship involved. This would be C2 bulk variances, where the benefits of the variance would outweigh any detriment, benefit to the community, detriment to the community. And you look at your purposes of the MLUL, and there's basically two that really apply here. One is general welfare, which in this case is upgrading the building in general, keeping things fresh and modern in your business district. Keeping the business district itself fresh and modern is, obviously it's a benefit to the applicant, but it is a benefit to the town as a whole. This is your main business district, and we're certainly a forefront, I should say, business within that area, and have been for many years, and we want to keep it fresh and for the town's benefit. So that falls under Purpose A. And then Purpose I, which essentially is aesthetics. Again, we want to keep it updated, fresh, clean and neat. I think this application clearly does that, following your ordinance with regard to using the carved wood appearance as opposed to some internally lit plastic signage and things like that. We're trying to follow the ordinance and follow your master plan. I think we've done that successfully. As far as negative criteria, we don't see that there would be any. Certainly, nothing's changing or becoming detrimental. It's compared to what's been there all these years without posing any problems. So I think we've satisfied both the positive and negative criteria. We thank you for hearing us this evening, and we'd appreciate a positive vote.
Great, thank you. So Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you to just give us a quick summation.
Yes,
Of
absolutely.
course.
So this is my understanding of the application. If I'm getting anything wrong, please let me know. Everybody, feel free to jump in. Applicant's requesting amended minor site plan approval, 3 bulk variances. First, for the total number of wall signs. 1 is the max permitted, they're proposing 3. Next is the total wall sign square footage. 23.76 square feet would be the max permitted here. They're proposing 67.63 square feet, my apologies. The third would be for the sign content. They're seeking that variance to the extent needed to permit the flame grilling since 1954 sign, to the extent that doesn't comply with the applicable sign requirements in the BD zone. As far as conditions go, I didn't hear a direct stipulation, but I would assume the applicant would agree to complying with everything in Ms. Lahini's memo dated September 5th, 2025.
Yes.
Yep. I just noted a couple during the hearing. Let me know if they're really applicable or not. Back my notes. Okay, the proposed ground sign wouldn't exceed 8 feet, and that would include its posts. Keep that at a compliant height to avoid any variance on that front. They're going to be removing the home of the Whopper sign from the side of the property, complying with all other applicable sign lighting requirements to the extent relief isn't granted by this application. And I think that's it, as far as conditions go. If I'm leaving anything out, please.
And when you say lighting, you mean just
Yeah, they have to
the
comply with
lumens,
everything.
everything?
Yeah, to the extent relief isn't granted, but they're not seeking any relief, so.
The only thing, Chris, I asked if the landscaping on the ground sign could be maintained and then augmented to the extent.
Yep, I'll add that as well.
Great.
No objections? from
None.
the applicant? Okay, got it. That's for the new sign, right? The replacement?
The
Right.
replacement ground sign,
Okay,
yep.
got it.
Okay, what I'd like to do is just any brief comments from the board.
Yeah, just a
So,
point of clarity,
yeah, or
and I
question.
might not have
Yeah.
heard it. There's the mention of the third sign, the slogan. Is that being added as a,
Yeah, it's included as one of the total wall signs. They're proposing 3, so that's the 2
the
replacement.
1954, I'm
Yeah,
talking about that slogan?
That's the third one. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's
All right,
included.
thank you.
Got it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Great. I'm going to just kind of take a poll. Pam, do you have any brief comments in regards to this application, pro or
I
against?
think it'll be an improvement.
Okay, why don't we go right down the line, Bob? Do you have any-
I agree with Pam, and I appreciate the effort to minimize the signage because you've been here a long time and you know that that means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I echo. I think anything you do to improve, and outdoor seating, and the greenhouse I wasn't a big fan of personally, so I think you're doing all good stuff. So, and even the slogan, I quite like personally. So,
Can I add one thing?
You don't like Home of the Walk?
Yes.
I walk
No.
Cantor Park all the time,
Yeah,
and I'm constantly on garbage patrol. Are there sufficient trash cans? Can we add outside?
I've got like 8 of them outside. and the ones where you drive up and you can just, there's a chute that comes out, so people,
Miss
I'm
it.
emptying garbage all the time.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good, thanks. Tony, any
No.
comments?
No comments.
Any additional comments? Teresa?
No, thank you.
Yeah. Good.
I'm in support of this application. I like that it's going through an upgrade. You have a competition to the west there with a modern building, and I think that you're,
An unnamed franchise.
I am not naming that establishment. I think what you're doing is the right thing for the residents here in Long Hill, also our business district. I like that you've taken the military generator and gone now to a more standard generator, so thank you for that, and with screening also, so thank you for doing that. So, those are the only comments that I have, thank you.
Yeah. I too support the application, and thank you for your long-standing commitment to the community and being part of, obviously, the improvements that we all, I think, embrace. So, I think with that, is there a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the application
I'll second it.
And that's with all the.
with, yeah, I haven't quite.
Sorry.
I was trying to find application 25-12P, Classic Foods Inc., also known as Burger King, and with amendments as discussed, so.
Right. All right, now you can. Yeah.
Second it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mr. Hands?
Yes.
Ms. Ogen?
Yes.
Ms. Still?
Yes.
Mr. Librarian?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones?
Yes.
Chairman Richardson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Well done. Thank you for
Good.
everything you've done.
Congratulations.
Thank you all very much.
Yep.
Have a wonderful night. Well, I can't say that I'm not leaving, but.
How late are you guys open till?
Yeah, right.
I'm actually asking.
You haven't eaten
hungry when I
dinner?
get
You haven't
outta
eaten
here,
dinner yet?
That's all right.
As late as previously stipulated.
Right.
Prior approval.
Not a minute later.
Order, we're still in session.
Tonight.
Okay. Good. I'll ask the board if anybody needs a break before our next application. Is everybody good down there?
Yes.
Did anybody need a break, or do you want to push through?
I'm fine. How do you want to do?
60 seconds.
Finish
Ah,
Okay, why don't we take 2 minutes?
Minute break.
Down your red bull. All right.
2 minutes. Yes, 2-minute break.
I do want the old sign. Do you think you give me the old sign?
was quick out there.
Back on the agenda
David's in my way.
What's that?
at 9:09.
Call to order?
We are back in session.
That's for not discussion for tonight.
Mr. Hanson, are we ready?
Indeed we are.
Would you mind reading, I'm looking for the applicant for this one. Do you have? I've got so many papers up here, I'm now
Do you want me
failing
to read it?
Yeah, go ahead, please, thank you, Ms. Secretary.
This is minor site plan application, block 12806, lot 11 for within zone R2, 1512 Long Hill Road, application number 25-20P for Suitcase Bakery LLC. The applicant proposes the conversion and use of an existing accessory building into a cottage food business operation for the baking of food items for off-site consumption.
Great. Okay, Mr. Zelli, you've got the floor again.
Thank you very much. Again, for the record, Frederick Zelli, Post Pollock, on behalf of the applicant, Suitcase Bakery LLC. I will confirm everything that Ms. Kuntz just said in terms of the address and the location and the zone. That is all accurate. It's the applicant's intention to convert a portion of the first floor of the existing detached garage building, which also has a legal apartment in it, into a bakery. It will replace a rented off-site facility currently used by the applicant for that purpose. As is shown on the existing floor plan that was submitted with our application, the first floor of the building presently hosts two garage bays and 4 rooms of a legal pre-existing non-conforming 2-floor apartment. As is shown on the proposed floor plan submitted, the applicant proposes to convert the first floor apartment rooms into the proposed bakery, with the garage bays staying intact. And the second floor then would continue to serve as the apartment. Baked goods would be prepared in the bakery to be consumed off-site. Those goods would be sold at off-site locations, for example, farmers markets and the like, or in the case of pre-orders for general consumption for weddings, social events, things of that nature, they would be delivered to or picked up by customers, but not consumed on the site. Customer visits will be limited to picking up pre-baked goods. Bakery would not function as a retail establishment. Bakery would run in accordance with the New Jersey authorized cottage food operator activities. Signage will be limited to identification and directions for customers picking up orders or for deliveries, if any. We have cited, and I won't go into it now, in the addendum, the New Jersey law for cottage food operation. This is permitted under New Jersey law, but significantly, the municipal approval has to come first. They need, when they go to their, for state approval, they have to show that the town has authorized it as, in this case, we call it a home business under your ordinance. So we're here this evening to seek that approval, and then assuming that you approve, then they would take that to the state and receive the state approval. And with that, I'm going to have just one witness this evening, I believe, Ryan Branch, who is one of the operators of Suitcase Bakery, Julie, who might actually be even a more hands-on person at times, but she allowed Ryan to testify this evening. So unless there's questions for me.
So,
No questions? But yeah, before I swear everybody in, let me just point out for the record, Mr. Chairman, did review their notice. I do find that it was sufficient, it was timely served, so the applicant does have, the board has the jurisdiction to hear and decide the application. With that, I'll swear the 3 witnesses, that includes our 2 board professionals, and Mr. Branch, was it?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Do all 3 of you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, like what the truth, so help you God?
I
Yes.
do.
Okay, great.
You're not gonna do, she's not gonna perform any.
Julie's not
testimony?
going to testify, we don't think.
Okay.
We'll swear her in if she does, but I don't
Gotcha.
think she will.
Okay, thank you.
We're good.
Great.
Okay. Mr. Branch, what is your affiliation with Suitcase Bakery LLC?
So I'm one of the co-operators and baker of the Suitcase Bakery.
Just so our folks online can hear, you might have to
Okay.
speak into that microphone, thank you.
Okay, so I am one of the co-bakers and operators of the Suitcase Bakery. We've been operating for about 6 years, currently out of an industrial kitchen, or a shared kitchen in Orange, selling only at the Denville Farmers Market. We just recently moved in April to Long Hill Road, to this location as a family residence, and started the action to do this here in the house.
Gotcha.
And can you give us an idea of the nature of the goods that you produce?
So we make baked goods that are based on our travels. So we do various breads from around the world, Norwegian Christmas bread, which is an orange and raisin bread, cinnamon buns, cheddar bread, butter rolls, things like that. We do about a variety of anywhere between 14 and 16 different items for sale at the Denville Farmers Market. We do that about during the summer months, twice a month, about. During the winter months, we only do it once a month, as it stands right now.
And how do your customers find out about you other than visiting the Denville Farmers Market?
We have a website, thesuitcasebakery.com. We also have Facebook and Instagram as well that we post when we're going to be at the Denville Farmers Market and basically what is available for pre-order. Right now, only the pre-orders are picked up at the Denville Farmers Market, and that's really the only location right now that we have the actual retail of it.
Gotcha.
All right, we've submitted a set of photographs with our application, if you would take that, please. And you were present for the last application. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, which is to go through the photos one at a time.
Okay.
These are numbers, so you can reference the numbers and just tell us what
Okay.
they show, and please confirm that they're still accurate as of today. By the way, for the record, I took these photographs shortly before we submitted the application.
Yes, okay, so photo number 1 is the front of the house.
I take that back. I said that out of habit. You took these photographs, so you
Actually,
or
I
Julie
did.
yes.
Actually,
Sorry
Julie
about
did,
that.
yes.
I'm so used to saying that, I just said.
Get
Okay,
credit for that.
go right ahead.
So, okay, so number 1 is the front of the house. The building on the right is the main residence. What you can see at the kind of the crest of the end of the driveway is the auxiliary building that we are looking to do the bakery in. Number 2 is a better picture of that building. With the driveway coming up, the driveway in front of the building is large enough to park cars. I guess that would be perpendicular to it. And then to the right is a pad that can fit another 2 additional cars. As you go into the page 3, or item 3, it's a little bit more of a close-up of that. Page 4, you can see the driveway a little bit further. The page 5 is the side of the building that we'd like to use. That is the main entrance there. And basically that first floor is the one that would be, we would transition. And the top floor is the rest of the apartment. Page 6 is looking from the back of the building, looking towards the house. And Long Hill Road would be in front of it, across the back of the building. Okay, page 8 is interior, the entryway. You're looking, that open door is a small, I guess that's a half bath with a toilet and a sink. To the left is the current kitchen with a stove, a refrigerator, and sink. Then there's a space here.
Page 9?
Yeah, page
Photo
9, which would be, as you come into the door to the left. Page 10, yeah, that's 10, is kind of in that space that was on page 9. You're standing at that threshold, looking towards the kitchen. From the door, this is looking towards the rest of the first floor, which has the space there. And 12 is
Sorry,
just
going
closer.
back to 11.
11.
Looking through that window, what building is that?
That building is my neighbor.
That's your neighbor, thank you.
Correct. Number 12 is just a little bit closer. The door to the left goes out into the two-car garage. The right is another area, space there, which you see in page 13, and that's the final page.
And again, on page 12, that building through the window is your neighbor.
Yes, that is my neighbor Ann, yes.
Going to show you two floor plans that were submitted as part of our original application. They say pillar to post at the top. Did you prepare these or have them prepared by somebody?
So this was prepared by our home inspectors. They did the camera measurement of the space.
Okay. The first one says existing conditions, and this is the first floor as it's identified of the outbuilding, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And since you've gone through the photographs just now, would you just take us through this floor plan? And you don't need to actually reference the page numbers, but just remind the board what they were looking at.
Okay, so on the right-hand side, it has the door kind of in the midpoint of the building, of the structure. That's the door. You see the kitchen, the bathroom, the kitchen, and then the larger main room. The window that you were talking about is the midpoint of the far left wall. And then, of course, the garage, the door to the garage.
And how do you get from this floor up to the second floor?
There's stairs just inside the main entrance to the direct left from that kind of, I guess, quarter moon. The stairs go from there up to the second floor.
And then, so that's existing, that second page then would be proposed?
That's the proposed, so we're not looking to do any sort of expansions or anything like that. It would be using the current space, putting the ovens in that large room to the upper left, then putting a sink into the where the current kitchen is now. Storage and bakery mixers would be in the kind of narrow space underneath that stair.
And I'm going to show you something that will mark as Exhibit A1. You can tell us what that is as I pass that out.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So this is the second floor of the apartment. So you have the stairs that are kind of in that midpoint on the far right. Those are the stairs coming up from the first floor into.
Hold on one second.
Oh,
Let's
sorry.
Make sure everybody has it for
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So while they're still handing that out, we're gonna mark this as Exhibit A1, so this is a current and proposed floor plan configuration exhibit
Right, of the second floor specifically.
of second floor. That was the first floor you were doing this one.
What we talked about a moment ago is
Okay.
first floor,
This is the
A1
second.
is second floor.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's dated today, September 9th,
It's
2023.
the detached garage.
Detached garage. So, from here, we have on the far, the left-hand side is the current setup where it's the two bedrooms. I don't know if that's considered a Jack and Jill bathroom because there is a two bathrooms on either side of a shower. So it's basically toilet, shower, toilet space, or water closet, I guess would be the more proper term. And then the two bedrooms flank those. In order to keep this into more, to keep this in a kind of an apartment, we would be we're right now discussing with an architect of turning the second bathroom and part of that room into the kitchen, or a more usable kitchen space for the second floor.
Just so I'm 100% clear, how many apartments, I mean, an apartment to me is a bedroom and a bathroom, and this is not an individual apartment, this is one.
There are
there's one
walls-
how many bedrooms in this thing, and how many
So,
apartments?
as it currently stands right, yeah,
What is
sorry.
this second floor? And
The
first?
second floor has two bedrooms,
Two bedrooms, so it's a two-bedroom apartment? Is that fair
two-bedroom
to-
apartment as it
Right.
stands right now.
Thank you. And the first floor is what?
Was basically a family room, and, oh, no, that's the proposed.
So is it
Okay.
a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment on the ground floor?
There was no, it's all one unit, basically. So the first floor was a family room and a seating area.
So there's no bedroom downstairs?
No,
then?
no bedroom downstairs.
So
I think the labeling's a little confusing.
that's exactly, I just want to be clear. 'cause-
Yeah, they said apartment 3, apartment.
Yeah, it just-
No, it's just a room. It was just an
Yeah.
open
The
room.
whole
It was
thing
more
is
of a
one
family.
big apartment.
Correct.
Basically, yeah.
2-story apartment.
2 bedrooms, 2-story apartment. Thank you, just, 'cause it just,
No worries,
The
yeah.
numbers are actually room numbers, I guess that's something they'll.
well, that's fine. Just have it clear, that's all.
All right, so go back to your
Oh.
A1 and.
Yes, A1, okay.
So you're taking a 2-story, 2-bedroom into a 1-bedroom first, second floor, and the downstairs will be whatever your
The
new
proposed
proposal
kitchen,
is.
yeah.
So 1 bedroom upstairs instead of 2?
2-bedroom up.
Yeah,
You're going to keep the 2?
Well, that's what we're trying to decide as to how it will work. If it has to turn into a 1-bedroom, then we would have to do
So
that just
simplistic
for
view
space.
is upstairs will be an apartment, downstairs will be your bakery.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The garage space is still staying on the first floor, right?
Correct. Yes, we will not be moving that to the second floor.
That's a tough one.
No, I mean,
But it
it's
is
being
remained.
maintained.
Yes, that's gonna remain, yeah, it's
The
gonna
garage,
remain
it's not
same,
being
yes.
converted into something. I
Correct.
didn't mean it the other way.
There's a joke in there, right?
Flying vehicles in.
Yeah, you know, 20 years from now.
Yes,
You're gonna look back
you'll be
and
laughing.
Chris was ahead of his time.
You're right.
And while we're talking about the apartment, let me show what's been marked as Exhibit A2.
This is A2?
This is
A2's
A2.
coming your way.
Oh, it's not labeled.
I'm assuming nothing needed to be redacted here. This is all open source.
Just name and address, I think we're good. This is all, you can pull this off the website almost. so.
Okay.
So, get a description of this, this is Exhibit A2, it's a 2025 final / 2026 preliminary tax bill. I guess we'll give that today's date? Unless there's another
That's-
date you wanna
It's
give?
current for sure.
Yeah, well, for purposes of, this is a
Right.
dated exhibit, yeah.
Right. And Mr. Branch, the only reason we're introducing this is just to indicate, and if the board looks at the top left corner, there is a reference to the apartment existing, it's known to the town. And with the board's permission, I would ask Ms. Kuntz if she could weigh in on that issue, because I believe she has the knowledge as a zoning officer to be able to confirm that as well.
So going back,
Okay, sorry.
Oops.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Hold on, Board Secretary.
Put that hat on.
So going back over decades and decades ago, I mean, the construction department has property record cards that they maintained probably through the early 2000s. On those property record cards, if and when there were 2-family situations, apartments allowed, without variances, they were noted on these property record cards as grandfathered. So we do have a list of those in town. This property happens to be one of them. This was a grandfathered 2-family, so an accessory apartment that dates back, I don't really have any way to confirm when that was dated, but it's definitely probably before the 80s. Let's put it that way. So in these scenarios, the township recognizes that apartment as a legitimate. Now, if they were not to have the apartment anymore, if they were just to turn it into regular living space for the business, then we would not recognize them having an apartment anymore. Does that make sense?
That was gonna be my question. If the board acts favorably and the ground floor is converted to a, commercial or home business use, they cannot then turn it back into apartment.
Correct, without going back to the zoning board, so.
But
that
that's
would-
because it was grandfathered in
Correct.
and not because it's a current.
Correct.
Okay, okay.
So if they were to eliminate that grandfathered use, then it would no longer apply, and they would have to come back to the board. If they want to keep, if the board allows them to keep that, of course, then, yeah.
So what's the requirement for an apartment? Is it kitchen, bathroom?
Basically, it's a full kitchen, full stove. That's
And
what,
bathroom.
so there's many times, in zoning and construction, we allow, bars, for instance, or downstairs kitchenettes in basements and things like that. As long as they don't have a full stove, then we don't recognize it as an accessory dwelling.
So to keep the apartment use, there'd have to be a full stove on the
Well,
second floor?
I mean,
Or does the stove in the first floor, like,
Well, I think if it's part of the apartment, I mean, I think.
right,
that-
because it's all delineated as one now,
Right.
right? So if there's no full kitchen on the second floor, but there's still the kitchen on the first floor that's used for baking, would that be, okay? So if they don't do the converting the bathroom on the second floor to a kitchen, does that still make it an apartment, is kind of the
well,
question?
what I'll say to that is if they decide to rent out the apartment, and let's just say there's not a full stove there, because the use is already allowed for this property, they can do it, we're not gonna go in and check. You know what I mean?
Because of the grandfather status.
Right,
because
so
of the grandfather.
I'm just wondering if there needs to be a condition that the kitchen goes to the second floor, is what I'm asking.
The board can make a condition to that, yes.
Okay.
I would,
On our end, we would not go in and police that.
Right, so it's more of a condition for approval of this, making sure that there actually is a kitchen to rent out, so that it keeps the grandfathered status, so they don't have to worry about it going further. Okay.
As long as Chris agrees with me, I'm not an attorney, but yeah. As far as zoning, my zoning officer position, yes, I would say the board can do a condition.
But sorry, now I have a question, kind of what you said. So if, again, if the board acts favorably and the kitchen becomes part of the commercial operations, won't they have to add another kitchen?
Second floor would need a kitchen.
Right, that's what I'm saying
That's where
is,
he's going.
does there need to be, so part of it needs to be that the second floor that they're proposing on the exhibit, that kitchen needs to be part of their approval
Right,
process.
right,
Otherwise, the apartment wouldn't be valid based on the grandfather clause
right.
that's in there.
No objections to installing a kitchen on the second floor, Mr. Zeller?
No, and I'm gonna, Mr. Branch, your intention would not be to have your tenant come downstairs and use your commercial
They
bakery.
would not be allowed to do that.
Right.
They could break that other law.
Yes.
Well, it's more of if you sell the property, right? So let's say you move out and then all of a sudden there's an apartment there and you take all of your baking goods out, now there's no kitchen, just making sure that going forward.
But sorry, the question I have is if they do move out and this application has been approved, I don't think they can go back to having an apartment on the ground. floor.
no.
No,
That's what you're
Right.
saying.
only on the second
Yeah,
floor.
okay.
So it remains a commercial kitchen with a second floor apartment.
Unless they come back.
Remains a commercial use
Yeah.
on the first floor with a second.
With a grandfathered apartment on the second
Second
floor.
floor.
But on the flip side, I would suggest that maybe the board consider putting a condition that if a new homeowner wanted to use this as a business, because there was one that was approved by the board, that that new owner would have to come back to the board.
Right. So like if
Right.
there's
Am I
another use
overstepping
besides a
that, right?
bakery, right,
Does
that
that
wants to
make
come
sense?
in the future and replace this,
Right.
that there is a drive up or people are coming to visit the site rather than just picking up, would an approval here allow that to happen is what I was,
Any change in the operation of that business would constitute amended approval.
okay.
And that would
So we
be,
kind of dealt with this back with the acupuncturist.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
And so
that's-
the only thing I'm trying to think through in that scenario is essentially now, anytime he tries to sell the property, so now a potential buyer is only gonna be interested in this if they're gonna be running a cottage bakery, which I think is kind of funky. Is that what you're saying?
No, well, just that they have to come back, right, so that they can't come back.
to the board, right.
Right, like it's already approved for the commercial use, but the actual use of it would, they need to come back and change for it.
If they're
So
gonna
that's not
keep it-
before the planning board, right? Is that just before?
No, any home business in town becomes before the
Plan-
planning.
Okay.
Right.
Now, what I will say, and I apologize if I'm interrupting,
No.
but what I will say is, as we're going through ordinance revisions, the home business is one thing that I wanna look at.
Right.
So, as of this approval now, goes with the current ordinance. Now, if we change the ordinance to say certain streets in town are allowed to have certain types of business, then they could sell the property with that,
Okay.
and market.
if they fell into that zone. Now,
Right.
they're up on Long Hill, so this is not really
with a new
something for
ordinance.
you to worry about. But when you go to sell your
Sell the
property,
property,
that's,
the
the
next-
selling aspect will become the
So
problem.
based
Right.
on current ordinance.
Yes.
If they sell the property, a new business would have to come back.
Unless they're
correct.
staying as a bakery.
No.
Oh, they have to come
Because
back
it'd be a-
Have to come
regardless.
back regardless.
Okay.
Now, if we change the ordinance in the future, that may change.
Okay.
Say that again, Deb, if they sell the property.
If they sell the property, then the next owner, if they wanna use it for a business, they have to come back to this board for an amended site plan.
But they can't
Even
use
if
it
it's
as an
the same.
apartment anymore.
No, they can.
That's the
okay.
apartment
The second-
stays,
the second
ground
No, no,
floor.
I'm saying the first floor.
First
though.
floor part of it.
Correct.
Right.
So but that's what I'm saying is now the first floor
It's
is
stuck.
useless without coming back
Correct.
Correct.
under any circumstance.
Correct.
Correct.
Unless they're using it for own personal
I mean, yeah,
use,
unless they wanna.
right?
Right,
Unless they
yeah,
wanna
they
just
make, like,
use it as a
storage
hangout
or-
space or.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Full garage.
The approval
Are you,
normally
I don't
goes with
really
the
care,
land,
it's more
but
like I
in
just
that
want them to be
condition,
aware of
it
that.
needs to come back to be
Right,
reaffirmed.
well, that's by operation of the ordinance.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
All right, so why don't we circle back? Are we still in testimony here? Do you have any additional?
Yes, there's more
Okay,
testimony. And
thank you.
just want to follow up one last thing on that, and just to make sure we're on the same page. The grandfathered apartment would be reduced in size as a result of this proposal. In that new size will continue to be grandfathered, but I believe what you said was they would not be able to go back to the larger size by going back into the first floor again.
Right.
That much we're losing.
That would be up to the board, yes. I would say that would be.
So that should be clarified one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think
So the
it's
second
a
floor
function
apartment
of
would
the
be able to-
approval, it's not a discretion of the board.
Say that again?
I think it's a function of the approval you're contemplating, it's not the discretion of you to leave it as flexibility for later.
Yeah. Because you're essentially minimizing an existing nonconformity, right?
Yes.
Because it's no
So you can't
longer
just-
pre-existing.
Right, so you can't leave the condition for them to retrofit it back without coming back to you.
Right.
Just like a second business later that buys it has to come back to you. Similar.
So, and just further clarification, then the only, if they sold the property, the only time an applicant would not be required to come back is if they wanna just use that garage space as garage space.
Right.
And dismantle the kitchen, not
Right.
use it for the apartment, and just use it
Just
for
becomes
the garage.
storage.
Right,
So
got it.
just to, my clarification, they can't rent it out. So let's say they sell it. They can't rent this out to another business owner because it's a home use, right? You have to own the property at that point. So even if we give approval for a bakery, they can't rent the bakery to somebody else. Like somebody else buys the property and goes, all the bakery equipment's in there. I'm gonna rent it to another baker later on, right? The approval is only for a home use. So it has to be
It's a home
Well-
business.
home business.
Yes.
And I don't know, Liz, I would say that that's kind of vague in the ordinance, the way it's written for home-based business. I don't
No.
think it clarifies that the property owner.
Well.
It says residential
It does say
owner.
not more than one person
Yeah.
not residing in the dwelling
Yes.
is
Right.
employed.
It's a
so-
residential owner.
So,
That's the-
I mean, if it was a one-person business, I mean, technically, they might be,
But they would still have to come back and say that they're renting it now because there'd be a new,
It's a new business use.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It does have to, by definition, or not definition, but under the ordinance, it has to be an accessory use to the residential use.
Or if they subcontract it out, he
That
stays
applies
owner
since
and
the
he
residents are
subcontracts
using
it out to someone else doing the baking.
As long as there's not more than one person.
Correct.
Got it,
who doesn't live on the
Property.
on the property.
okay.
I don't want you to do
Clear,
Now that you've
clear
heard
as
all
mud.
this stuff-
Yeah. Do you still want to be in the baking business after this?
You wanna add that ordinance? to Tom's list?
Oh, it's on the list.
I was nudging Tom under the table. All right.
It's on the zoning officer's list.
Mr. Branch, we're gonna go through just the basic requirements of the ordinance, just to confirm that we tick all those boxes. So, first is, and for the record, this is LU-124.9, home offices, subsection A, requires not more than 25% of the floor area of one story of the dwelling is devoted to such use. In this case, we're not using any of the dwelling, correct?
Correct.
So that's satisfied. B, not more than one person not resident in the dwelling is employed by such use. You would not have more than one employee, is that correct?
No.
Presently, are you intending to have any employees besides yourself and Julie?
My son.
And
Does
just-
he
He
live-
would, he, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Just to clarify, you say the word employee.
Employee.
That's not subcontracted somebody else. That's not an employee. So this is an employee. That one person can only be an employee.
You're allowed to have one employee, somebody not residing there, not more than one.
Correct. So that whole point about
It's assumed that-
subcontracting it because it's an employee. It's not, you're not subcontracting, and that employee is not. You are the employer,
I wouldn't, okay, I
so you
think
cannot
part of-
subcontract it out based upon that.
So I can have one employee,
That's fine.
but as part of the cottage law, I'm not allowed to rent the kitchen out to anybody else. So it is only something
So
that I
that stops you from doing this anyhow. So the
Anyhow.
concerns we
So
had a minute
it's-
ago are moved on 2 points. One, it has to be an employee, and two, the cottage industry doesn't permit it anyhow.
Correct.
My point wasn't for the current operations, it's because if he sells the property, this goes with the property.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's where I was coming from. It wasn't for current, it was
Yeah, but I
for-
think we do have to think that longer term with your points.
Right, that's where I was going. I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
Subsection C, no show window, display of merchandise or product or other demonstration of such use, then other than as a sign permitted by a different subsection, which is directional signage and that type of thing, is to be visible, and you're not expected to do any of that kind of thing?
No.
Just directional signage?
Just
for
directional
people to-
signage as to, people to come in and what building it is to go to.
Let's touch on that for a second. Who, besides you, obviously, who would actually be coming to the site and under what circumstances?
It would only be someone to do a pickup only. They cannot consume anything on site, so it would only be a pickup. So if, for example, we do a wedding, they'd be able to come pick up the cinnamon buns or whatever they choose, and then they would take it off-site to whatever location. We do not have deliveries. We're not big enough scale to have deliveries of flour or anything like that.
No delivery trucks.
No delivery trucks.
No deliveries?
We go out to Costco and Restaurant Depot for all of our items.
And no one can come on site to place an order.
We have a website that you can place the order through. It's an email that comes in, but the way it works now is that we only do the pickups right now at the Denville Farmers Market. If we were to do a wedding, that's about a wedding or a special function.
So an individual ordering off the website would have to pick it up at the Denville Farmers Market? They would not be driving to your location to pick up their cinnamon buns?
Only for a special occasion, we are not planning on doing a daily bake. It is only every,
Okay.
Couple of weeks that we do bakes as it is
Gotcha.
right now. We do work other jobs, so this is a
Right.
side
I mean, the
business.
concern would be becoming a retail establishment in a residential.
Retail, yeah, it's not allowed to become a retail
Right,
establishment.
I know,
and
but
then
we don't
there's-
want it to even simulate one by a bunch of people coming up and,
Right.
yeah.
And,
right.
then there's also caps as to how much we can sell based on being in the cottage law.
Got it.
So when you're saying you're not allowed to become a retailer, you don't only mean under the ordinance, but under the cottage law itself, you're not allowed
Correct.
to do that.
We're not allowed
Right,
to,
right.
yeah. They can do only, like I said, they can only come in, pick up and leave. They cannot consume, they cannot stay, they can, yeah.
May I ask a zoning officer question?
Sure.
So, under the cottage law, does that go through the Board of Health?
No.
Or is it a state
It's-
license?
It's a state license.
Oh.
So, but the rule number one under the state license is that we have to have approval from the municipality, the city that we live in, that this is allowed in the space that we're at. Once we are approved with that, there are other limitations as to what we can make, how much we can make, where we can sell it.
So that's a condition in your application to get this approved through local?
Correct.
Gotcha,
So that's why tonight comes
Yep.
first.
gotcha.
So does the Board of Health get involved at all?
Yes, the Board of Health will get involved. We've already been in contact with them. They've already said that they have no issue with it, as long as we follow the regular, we have to get take a class on sanitary measures for a business and pest control and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So it sounds like you're very familiar with the cottage food application and laws and such.
We've been doing it at an industrial kitchen for 6 years now, and we've been slowly eyeing the idea of doing it under, the cottage law is actually relatively new. It's only been passed since 2021, I believe, 21, 22. So it is something relatively new, so there aren't a lot of, we only know it from the last couple of years.
Very good.
The next subsection is off-street parking is provided in accordance with the ordinance for both the home office and the residential use. It says, and the single-family residential use, in this case, we also have to take into account the apartment. We did submit a survey with the original submission. I'm gonna ask you to take a look at that. And just explain to the board where parking is available, and so that we know we satisfy that requirement.
So the parking for the apartment would be to the left of the asphalt driveway, close to the door. There would be a spot there. That's big enough for actually 2 cars as it stands right now.
So that's to the right of the garage, looking at the survey?
Yes, to the right of the garage. And then in front of the garage, there is enough space to be able to park several cars across the front of the garage as well.
And it looks like you also have a circular driveway in the front of the house?
Correct. There is a circular driveway in front for turnaround purposes and what.
And where do you and Julie tend to park?
We tend to park, I tend to park in one of the spaces over on the side, but I also have been known to park, or we've been known to park it in front of where I guess the shed would be, where it's labeled as shed. We park right there as well.
So worst case scenario, let's say you had a couple living in the apartment, they have 2 cars, you have 2 cars. Is there still room after those 4 cars are there for a customer with a wedding to come in and pick something up?
Yeah, there should be ample space for that.
Okay. And then the last requirement is tonight, minor site plan approval being granted by this board. And with that, I have no further questions for Mr. Branch.
Okay, thank you. Liz, or do you have some follow-up questions?
I do.
Yeah.
That's in my letter, and I don't know, Mr. Zell, if you want to go lead your client through it, or if you want me to ask the questions.
No, we can do that, no problem.
It's on page 5 of my letter. Some of this has been addressed, but I just didn't.
Okay, right, I'm sorry. Jumped ahead of myself here. Okay. And, Mr. Branch, you can read as well as I can, so you've got the list in front of you. Just take us through it, and, to the extent you've already said it, obviously you can just say that you've already said it.
Okay, so starting from the top.
Right.
Yeah.
So of the bullet points in number 1, I've already said the type of baked goods, the experience in the industry.
Can I just ask, when you said wedding, is it really just, like for a breakfast or something, or is it like wedding cakes, or do you?
Oh, no, we don't do wedding cakes.
Okay.
It is, just pastries or the takeaways and things like that.
Okay.
We've only done one thus far, but it's been like little mini cinnamon buns and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Experience in operating a bakery, 6 years. Typical customers, general public. We cannot, under the cottage law, we cannot sell to restaurants, wholesale and things like that, or food stores.
Okay.
Okay. Anticipated volume of baked goods per day. So we really only right now use our current space for twice a month for 2 to 3 days, depending on the size of the bake that we're doing. So there's that. Seasonal days of operation. So really, for the most part, it's maybe Thursday through Saturday, depending on bake. And even then, it's not full days. You're talking, after our general work on a Thursday and Friday to prep, full bake is on Saturday, we sell on Sunday. So the selling is off-site at the Denville Farmers Market, and so we're not baking that day.
So I'm sorry, if you're working a full-time job, I
Yes.
guess? Yeah, okay.
We both are, yes.
So what then are your hours? I mean, do you then stay up all night on like a Thursday or a Friday?
It's been known to happen, yes. It's not, yeah. Fridays, it's generally Fridays evening from, 5 or 6 through, 11, 12 at night. Saturdays, And right now, because we are having to travel to a kitchen, you know, there is travel time and setup and that kind of thing, that this would cut a lot out. So we probably wouldn't have to do it as long because we're walking to the backyard. But it basically, Sundays can be anywhere between 12 to say 16 hours
On site?
on site. So it's for baking, for the baking purposes. So
Sundays or Saturdays?
I thought
Excuse
you
me,
had-
Saturdays.
Okay,
excuse me,
okay, all
on
right,
Saturdays.
okay.
So the Saturdays, it's, you know, you basically will have to mix in the morning, let it rise, do all of that, do the actual bake in the afternoon, and then finish.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a passion project.
I was gonna say, you must love doing this.
Because and because we do fresh baked goods, it's dependent upon weather and things like that, that how much we make or how little we make, and hopefully we don't come home with much. But yeah, the neighbors tend to like us because we come home with stuff and it's like, here, please, because we can't resell. So it is one and done.
So can we get,
Volume.
I live the other side.
Yeah.
And down the hill. Little pulley system.
Absolutely,
Don't
just
do
a
it.
zip line.
Don't say that on the record.
We didn't hear any of that.
Yeah,
Don't say that on the record.
Two quick things. Is your volume increasing? Is that part of the reason why you want to change location for baking?
I mean, volumes kind of fluctuate over time. I mean, definitely seasonally, we've built more and more of a clientele. So volumes have slowly increased, but we've hit a limit as far as profitability at the current kitchen. Between rent and other expenses, it is tipping the point where it's not feasible as rents increase to be able to continue. So this is a way to hopefully decrease expenses to be able to continue the business.
And this might be inappropriate, but is your ultimate goal to make this your primary source of income?
I think for myself, maybe it will be continue to be a part-time. I think my wife would like to do it more on a long-term basis. She's been trained as a pastry chef in New York. She's been a food scientist in the food industry for a few years. So it's one of those things where, and I work for a food company as well, but it's been something that we've been in the food industry for many, many years, and continue to enjoy making things.
So you mentioned before, though, that the cottage law limits the volume, basically, right?
Yeah, there's a sales volume,
So
or sales
can
revenue
you,
volume.
what is that? Or do you,
I believe I can't tell you, I believe it's $50,000 worth of sales in total per year. But I'd have to go back and recheck just to make sure.
so, sorry, if you could, is it possible to break down to how many orders that might be in a week?
Oh, gosh, that's a lot. I mean, I would not be able to break it down to that point, just because it depends on what we're doing. I mean, we haven't broken that, so it's one of those things. Like I said, this is really in an effort to continue the business running to be able to make it feasible.
So, just a quick question. The approval wouldn't be subject to them operating as a cottage food operator. The approval is that this would be a bakery, it would be a business, right? So if they decide not to be a cottage food operator, the approval still goes through.
I think you could probably condition the approval, but I'll leave that to the legal.
If the applicants want to stipulate to that, certainly make my life a lot easier.
Well, you have to comply with the state law in order to be able to function this. It's really this is a zoning matter.
Right.
Whether the town's going to allow you to do it, whether
Right.
you can do it, also triggers health department issues, state issues, and so forth and so on. So
Right.
obviously you need to comply with all of those laws as part of this.
Yeah, I have to comply with all those laws, but this is the first step in order to be able to go to the next step, to be able to pass the licensing.
If I could posit, I would expect that if you were to
we're-
expand the operations to something
You gotta
beyond a
understand
cottage
some of the operational
bakery,
things.
it would no longer be a home business. It would
Correct.
be a
It would have to be
commercial
an-
operation, at which point you wouldn't be allowed to do it on the property anyway, unless you came and got some kind of.
I don't think the state lets you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not
I
only
would
that,
know-
the ordinance doesn't let them do that, because
Oh,
if
yes,
it exceeds
yes.
a certain scope, then it's not a home business anymore.
Correct. It basically, I would max out of the cottage law. I would no longer be able to do it in a residential space, and therefore I'd have to go to industrial.
Right, not just by the state code, but also by our ordinance.
Correct,
as well.
correct.
But that was based upon value of sales, was that?
Correct.
That was the only upside there, not, that's what takes you out of the cottage industry business. It's just price of sales, not space. Okay.
I think we've gotten through most of the bullets associated with operations.
Can
So,
I'm a
yeah.
little unclear about
Yeah.
one thing. So
Sure.
you said that people would come to pick up deliveries, but how many people would that be on a given weekend?
That's the thing, is that we've never done that to this point. So like I said before, all of our current production has been picked up at the Denville Farmers Market. You know, we've had, you know, a handful of people that, you know, come late for some reason or are unable to come. So I wouldn't anticipate it more than a handful at this point. You know, it depends on how much more we are able to do with this.
But these people would be coming to this location, right? They wouldn't be, it would not be picking it up at the market anymore.
I mean, for us, the ideal place for them to pick it up is at the Denville Farmers Market.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's,
okay.
ultimately, that's.
And does that
that's the
plan,
best-
are you planning to change that? I mean, I hear evolution of something here. I think that's what you're kind of getting at.
My only concern is, obviously, everybody, I'm sure, wants you to be successful
Yes.
at what you do, but if it starts to generate traffic and noise for the neighbors, then it becomes an issue, right?
course.
Whatever nuisance, you know, and so I think that's what I'm personally trying to get a handle on.
Well, and I think that goes back to the hours in which a pickup would occur too,
Yeah.
correct? I mean, do you have a sense, if you were to have, say, a pickup for a wedding or something like that, could we stipulate to a bracket of hours? So they're not coming in at midnight and making all kinds of noise for the neighbors, et cetera?
Right, no, I wouldn't myself want to be
Sounds
able
like
to
that's when
know
your
that-
bake's over, though, is around midnight.
Right.
So,
Sunday pickup.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not a Saturday pickup, it'd be a
Right,
Sunday
so-
pickup.
Yeah,
yeah, it would, well, and it would depend on when their function is and that kind of thing. So if it was a Saturday wedding, I'll make it on a Friday, kind of thing. But it's, you know, and depending on, as we grow and things like that, you know, will there be an opportunity for, you know, I would hope, I mean, that ultimately is something that I would like to be able to do more to generate. But it is something that right now, I couldn't necessarily nail it down to, oh, it's 5 people per week or that kind of thing.
but could we
just-
set up a stipulation to
gonna
the
ask.
hours of pickup, I
Right,
think is what we're really
Would
talking
the applicant
about.
be willing to agree to a condition, hours of pickup limited to, let's say, 9 to 5 on,
I would be open to that, yes.
Yeah.
and that's,
It makes sense.
and numbers of pickup maybe limited to no more than, I don't know, 1 or 2 pickups at a time, if that's reasonable?
Yeah, I would say, you know, if you opened it up to a 9 to 5, you know, we could probably even schedule, you know, less than that.
I was
would
gonna say,
imagine.
you would have the ability to schedule these pickups because these are special
Right.
orders.
Right, special orders.
Right, so no more than 1 pickup at a time?
Right.
Schedule.
Perfect.
Got it.
Is that 9 to 5 Saturday? Is it Friday? Is it not Sunday? What days?
It-
Will you have flexibility for every day of the week, or you just, would you be comfortable just on weekends?
I mean, I would say if there's an ordinance that says that as a business for pickups, there isn't, you know, there's only a 9 to 5 window, if there's only 5 days a week or 6 days a week or 7 days a week, you know, like. for
We have done in the past with home offices, we have stipulated days and times and hours.
Okay.
Right, so I don't think you can do 9 to 5, 7 days a week.
Okay.
So what would be the
And
what would be?
ultimately, I have other things that I must do during the week.
Sure.
So I can limit,
Friday
that
through
amount.
Sunday?
Um,
Is that sufficient?
Well, let me ask you a question, though. Realistically, since you have full-time jobs, most likely your customers have full-time jobs, is it likely that 5 o'clock might be too early?
Right.
Would it
Yeah,
better
that
extend it to maybe
probably-
6
yeah.
or 7 so people could pick up after work?
That is an excellent point, yes.
Yeah.
It would be, you know, after work would be probably something that would be.
Start giving me
more
some
feasible.
numbers here.
Noon to 7?
10 to 7, 10 to...
Yeah, I would say, I would say 10 to 7 would be more feasible.
It's a 9-hour window.
10 to 7, no more than one pickup at a time,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Do we?
I would be okay with another day or two than that. I just want to point out that like $50,000 a year is $960 a week. It's not like, and if he does one bit, like, I'm all for some of these stipulations, but just there is like a natural capacity to what he's doing.
Self-limiting.
Just to give everybody some perspective as to like, and these baked goods, I've been to many farmers markets, they're not a few dollars, you know, so.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So I just to give some, agree with you
I'm just
that
saying
10 to 7, maybe like however many days a week, because at a certain point he's gonna cap out anyway, very quickly. So
This
Oh, that's my
market,
two
I'm more interested in the timing of
Yeah.
the pickup than the actual number of days,
I
per
agree.
se.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll just leave it at 10 to 7, no more than one pickup at a time.
Yeah, I think that's,
I would,
think
no,
that,
hang on a
that makes
second.
sense to me.
We got limited, we have that limited the days before. I'd be conscious. That's a lot of hours, that's a lot of days.
yeah, but he's gonna have limitations in what he
I
can do.
appreciate that, but that's today and now. This is not 6 months, 2
No.
years in the future.
The
I'm
cottage
concerned
industry.
about the future.
so am I correct that
He's
the
not
market's
building.
only open from May 1st to November 23rd?
no, the Denville Farmers Market is year-round.
It is. They have
So-
it posted wrong then.
Well, the May 1st through, that's the summer season. After November, after Thanksgiving, it goes to winter hours. So it goes from 8:30 to 1 to 10 to 1.
All right.
Do they move indoors then?
No, we're outside in the parking lot, yes.
So can we get back to the hours for a
Yeah.
minute? 7 p.m. Saturday, maybe, because you're at home on Saturday, right? It's not as if you're working Friday. You're going to be home.
Yeah, we're home.
So
on
what's the hours
A lot
for
of people work
Saturday?
Saturdays.
So 10 to 7 is acceptable for us.
Great.
For Friday
Um,
and Saturday, and you're saying Sunday as well?
Could we just say?
all week.
5 days a week?
Yes,
What?
I'm fine with
I'm
I
good
think
with
it's
all
worth
week.
seeing how many people are okay with more, because I'm okay with more days.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
okay
think
with
it's
all
worth
week.
asking. I'm okay with the whole week also, so I
Yeah.
think it's worth
Yeah, me too.
polling.
But the pickups are all scheduled, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
We
so
can-
that-
we can schedule it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, just a point of order. We are coming up to 10 o'clock,
Right, it's true.
so just mindful of time.
Yeah.
Not
Thank you.
looking to exceed the 10:30.
Yeah.
10:15 is when we decide if we need to extend.
all week? Anyone opposed to all week?
I'm opposed to all week. I'm opposed to
Okay.
10 till 7 o'clock at night all week as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, so-
I'm
strongly
fine
opposed
with
to
all
that.
days,
Yep.
10 to 7, because of the natural cap, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that
It's
we're
not
talking.
so much that it's what's the neighbours, what's the disruption. Like now you're talking about, I can't do my lawnmower on 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, but now I can have people maybe picking up stuff, right? So I'm just want to be conscious for a
Well, you
moment.
said
10 to
No,
7.
no, but just the concept.
Right, I just mean,
the
it
principle.
seems, so part of my earlier questioning was, how big can this get, right? And the
And
fact
that's
that,
my biggest concern ultimately, because it's
Right.
not today or tomorrow, it's what, 6 months and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully you do well. Right?
But-
Let
but
me
you-
clarify that.
but he's capped because there's a superseding
The
authority
£50,000,
that's over here,
the
right? So,
$50,000, correct.
so let's say, round numbers, you do $1,000 in sales at all the farmers markets,
Right.
right? So farmers market is twice a month, so that's
And you just
$24,000. It's $26,000 in sales.
You're still not up at the cap.
You're going to hit the cap so fast if you try to do it in bulk that I think that the number of people here, it's different than what we talk about the other home businesses. So it's
Right.
because it's all scheduled as well. I think you're probably not talking about more than a couple in a week. So the flexibility for people picking up and the fact that they have full-time jobs, it just, I don't know, to me, just 10 to 7, people are up at that time for the most part.
But if it's only cooking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, why are we doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
If there's a corporate event and they're doing cinnamon buns and somebody wants to pick
How
up
often are
50
you
cinnamon
doing
buns.
He doesn't, he's
outside
not
those?
gonna know.
No. He said Thursday, Friday, Saturdays is baking days. What else?
I think your point's well made. Any other?
No, I'm asking a
perspectives on
question.
No,
I'm asking a question.
So-
What other hours are you cooking for outside Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Right now, the restrictions that we have is that the current kitchen, we can only operate in a certain block of time.
Right, so
So
that's,
that's where we have been limited thus far.
right.
If we were to move this into the house, there is the potential that we could do something on a Wednesday where we couldn't.
So your earlier statements, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, is irrelevant to what you potentially going to do
Potential,
here?
yeah.
I
What
just
we
want to
do
be
right
clear
now
on these
is-
points
yeah, yeah.
because
Right.
we're making judgments and stuff that has been
I know,
said.
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
is my
but I
point.
think what we're trying to get is,
Yeah,
are there any
That's not
other?
the only thing to judge, though.
Yeah, are there any other comments in regards to the days of the week? Because I think we seem to be all on the same page as the 10 to 7 and the one pickup per.
Yeah.
I agree.
One pickup per time, per day,
Correct.
per time, at a time.
At a time.
At a time.
At a time.
It's a lot of hours,
one
there's a
per
lot of
day.
potentials.
One thing I just wanted to add on this is, what we're talking about here to pick up is somebody pulling in with their car, picking up
No,
a
I
box or
understand.
something.
I
and
get
then-
it. I get it.
Many
I
times,
understand.
it is so not disruptive.
No
which is
different than
why
somebody
I'm
visiting
not
your
worried
house.
about it.
Understood. Right.
Big
Understood.
benefit.
Pulling and driving, turning
All
around.
all good points, and we
But
do
this
want
is-
to be
Not
careful.
easy.
All good points.
That's a good
So,
point.
are there, I do want to move on because there's some important points at the end of this. I think
Right.
we've gotten the operational, maybe you could pick up with the trash.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Or-
know where, the trash and recycling, I'm assuming there's gonna be additional,
Right.
more than what a typical single-family home would produce. And where do you store it, and how often does it get removed?
So that is the part that we're right now working out as to who would be able to pick that up, but it would be probably stored in a location next to the building by where the shed is essentially right now.
Okay, so I'm not sure if the board would wanna require that to be like in an enclosure, or, you know.
Yeah,
and-
I
Yeah.
think absolutely.
Are we talking
But I
like
think you're
a
gonna
mini
need to deal
dumpster,
with
or are
it
we
for
talking
erosion
just an extra
control.
trash can?
Right now, it's a trash can. I mean, we don't actually generate a lot of trash.
Mm.
Bags.
We bake off as much, it's a bag or two.
Mm.
To be honest, that's all we go through in a bake is basically one trash bag.
So, but you still think you would need to contract an additional trash
That's
pickup?
when this was brought up here, that's when we started looking into it, because we thought it would just be the regular level of,
Yeah.
it's just the two of us in the house right now, and potentially that it would just be a limited amount that we wouldn't necessarily get, but because it was raised here, I started looking into it. If that was to be a need, that we exceeded what a normal, trash pickup would be, which I think it's 2 cans is what we're allowed.
Would you agree to a condition that all trash would be stored either in a secured enclosure or in a bin? Wouldn't it be just bags wouldn't just be left out on?
Oh, no, we
Right.
can't just leave a bag
Okay.
out. It's, there's too many animals.
Can you
Stipulate.
store, because it sounded like do you put your cars in your garage?
Right now, no, we've only been there for a few months, so we still have a lot of boxes.
Haven't been through a winter yet.
Right.
Yeah, so it's, but it is, someday, hopefully, we'd like to be able to get a garage, a car in the garage.
So even if there's a couple extra bags in town, you can buy a trash bag to pay like the extra $10 or whatever for like a town trash bag, right? Again, I think this is a volume question, right? Like, we're not thinking about a giant commercial bakery like Biagio's, we're thinking about a home baker.
But if they're contracting out with somebody, then
Totally.
there might be additional.
Absolutely, right? So I think but it sounds like the question came because we thought that there would be so much that they would need it. But if it's really the extra that they use is just an extra trash bin, then an enclosure or the cost to create an enclosure and everything might just be.
But I think maybe something like a secure trash.
As long as
I
it's,
think enclosed is a perfectly, mine is enclosed, and I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's good too.
So when you say enclosed, you're talking about just some kind of a corral that the cans go into.
yeah.
Yeah, mine's like fenced in. My recycling and garbage bins go in a fence, and like you could even get a top one if you want. But I think that's just best practice anyway.
So all trash will be stored in a bin in a secured enclosure. Sounds good.
Security enclosure, you comfortable with that language?
We can get that.
It might attract a lot of bears if you.
What's the limit of regular pickup in residential areas? Is it just
Yeah, there must be, like, a
two,
limit anyway.
two? Can?
Two.
Two.
You're not going to exceed two.
But they let you buy another one.
They'll let you
Yeah.
buy
Oh, is that
more.
what you- oh, I didn't realise that. Is
So
that
like
what
you
you
can
meant
go
by
and buy a
10?
trash bag for $10 and you
All
just
right.
take out the rest of the trash. So it's
As occasion by occasion, 10.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, though, they have an apartment there. So if that apartment was occupied, they would be generating more garbage.
Yeah.
So just with that, they would probably be able to have 3 cans out there, 4 cans out there.
Is it per property or is it per residential
Right.
unit?
I think it's per resident. You have two
You would get
residential
more- you would get
enclosures.
more
Yeah.
trash. You would be able to dispose of more trash.
Yeah, but now this is not,
Sure,
this is
there's
not
Department of
residential.
Health
Well, in any event, we certainly accept the condition that we have to comply with.
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, moving
Sorry,
right along, we're
at the-
close, and
we're
I
very
do-
close. Okay, the
ventilation.
additional employees, obviously, our ordinance says you can only hire one person outside the home. Does the cottage law limit you as well?
I don't believe they limit
Okay.
us as far as the number of employees.
Okay, okay.
But
But you're okay,
I'm
you're
okay
okay
with
with
it.
just one
Yeah.
person, okay. The next one is really just, it doesn't sound like it from what you've presented, but, would you ever do on-site tastings or on-site,
No, because we are not allowed no one is allowed to consume on site.
Okay, okay, all right. And then site signage, I know you said directional signage, but I understand what directional signage is, but I don't know how many are, what sizes or where they would be located on the site. And
I mean, I would like to put one on the building itself.
that says your,
That Suitcase
Suitcase
Bakery is
Bakery.
on the building itself. Whether that has to be, if I can't put it on the front face, as we see on page number 2, if we, couldn't put it on the front face, or, something, and that's where I have to look into the ordinances, if I wanted to put a sign at the road to signify where the driveway is, that would be,
Do you have a house number?
yes, there's a house
So,
number.
I mean, anybody's gonna be able to Google and find that
Right.
house by the house number.
Right.
I don't know if you really need a sign, from a road sign standpoint.
But that's,
and the only
again,
other thing, I put this in my letter, the size of a home business sign was recently
Right,
limited.
we just, and we updated that ordinance.
You're limited to 1 foot in height by 2 feet in
Yeah,
length.
it's not a big sign.
So
Yeah.
unless you want something bigger, you gotta ask
Not a
for it.
big sign.
2 feet in length, okay.
Yeah,
Is that sufficient, or would you ask for them for?
it's 2 square feet is essentially.
I mean, it's 2 square feet, I think that would
not
probably
currently.
be, I think that would be acceptable.
All right.
Right.
Well, if you do want something bigger, you have to come back to the board, just saying.
Absolutely.
Just letting you know.
You don't-
now. That would be
I'm
fine.
happy to.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Really?
so-
You like
Can't even
us?
see it from the street.
So far, so good.
All right,
So
the
sorry.
one thing we missed was the
No,
ventilation.
that was my
Yes.
next thing. So, I mean, obviously, it sounds like what odors might be produced sound delicious, but, to what extent, do you have to put in any, commercial type ventilation to contain odors?
So we are discussing with an architect right now as to how best to contain this. The prevailing idea is to vent it straight up out of the roof, so that it goes straight up above the houses. It is something that there are capabilities to have some filtration to it. There is not, but that hasn't been settled yet as far as, what the unit would look like.
Yeah, I mean, just the board is aware, we do have performance standards which limit, I mean, obviously, as I said, this is not like the worst odor, but, you know, you are supposed to limit the extent that the odors sort of travel.
The problem is measurement and
Yeah.
subjectivity
Yeah,
associated with what's objectable to one person, especially baked goods. People might love the smell, people might say, oh my God, I can't
Wanna
stand
dye
the
it.
smell anymore, it smells too good around here.
So,
I don't know.
Just a quick observation.
It's outside of the points.
The building, the chimney, or where the extraction, would it be on the side of your house, towards your house, or would it be towards the neighbour's side?
It would be on the back side of the building.
In the middle, to one side, or
It
to,
would be, if you look at,
towards your house or towards the neighbour's?
where we're talking about, where is it?
Behind the garage.
No, that's the second floor. The first floor. Oh, there it is. So on the next page. So if on this page, it would be located on the back side of the house.
To the left, which is nearer to the
left.
neighbours.
Yeah, it would be-
Presumably it's nearer to the neighbours.
Yeah, the
Is that a
nearest to
fair
the neighbors.
statement?
Correct.
Could you do it the other side, so it's near your house?
It would have to go, let's see,
Just-
we could potentially do that.
I
It would
would
have to
just,
go
I
through
would
a
just ask you
storage
to
unit.
consider,
They try to get it as far away from the adjacent property.
correct, that's my point, is just, if you can, please consider that.
Probably center would be about as good as you could get, because you can't put the bakery on the right.
That's actually a concern that I have, is the ventilation, because if I ask the question about what was that building through the window, that was the neighbor's house. And that building that you're proposing is right near the property line. And I don't know how far that is between your building and the resident next door, but it looks pretty close.
Yeah, it's
I
about.
think that building is close to your property
20
line
feet,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so they are going to get the wonderful smell of bakery goods on a constant basis when you're cooking, when you're baking. So
Only in the
that is a
northeast,
concern.
because then it's gonna blow the other
Between
way.
10 and 7 early in the week, yes, unless there's a company function.
are there any
So-
potentials, sorry to interrupt.
No, but that's a concern for me.
The potentials of capturing the ventilation, I mean, obviously, you're not a fast food operation, but I know those kinds of things exist. so-
Those things do exist, and that's one of the things that we were discussing with the architect as to what would look like and
Okay.
what would be.
All right, so just
So
minimum-
how can we, because I agree, I think that is a concern I have too. And is there some way legally in this application, we can just create some stipulation
Is
to
it-
that, or,
all right.
or create?
So,
I heard
a
mention
condition.
that there were standards. Are those in the ordinance or
It-
health
It's,
regulations? or-
no, it is in the zoning ordinance. It's the performance standards, which is kind of typical. And the thing is odor, as the chairman was saying, it's really difficult to find out when
measure.
you violated.
And enforce.
And,
I
and
mean,
it's very difficult to enforce, but I think you can, I've seen in other ordinances where they, sort of require as a condition ventilation that would,
Right. I mean, in an extreme sense, this is coming up a lot in towns with cannabis.
yep.
Well, that's true.
Cannabis operations, so,
Yeah.
you know, obviously, in a very different set of circumstances here. No, I'm bringing it up as an example because.
You can
they're-
have
they're-
brownies.
The state now is looking to regulate these types of odors,
Yeah.
whether it be
Yeah.
cannabis to whatever. And it's an evolving thing that you should be aware of.
Could we use language along the lines of measures reasonably practicable to capture something like
I
that?
was
That-
going to suggest the applicant shall make a good faith best effort to direct any ventilation exhaust towards the interior of the property if not able to be captured by some sort of interior ventilation system.
Some mitigating factors.
Right.
But with no negative, minimal negative impact to any neighbours, right?
Right.
So don't put it on,
Right next to their
Right,
house.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Best effort
That's
to
right.
As
direct
long as,
any-
as long as the language indicates reasonableness, I mean, it's
the
like
extent
anything
we-
else in the world. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
we
yeah,
can
as long
spend
as
$2 million
it's-
to come with something that.
no,
We're not
Together,
looking.
but
we understand the
that's
point.
Can I just actually, Chris, can we do it subject to your approval, the?
The ventilation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think because what we're talking about reasonably still needs to be designed by the architect, right? And and installed, it's gonna go under construction permits.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should use it as an opportunity for the mechanism to tie to me,
Mhm.
since Deb and I are in town hall in that same office.
Perfect.
You just
Okay.
want some free papers.
But you get all the points we made, right, John?
But in
You're
fairness,
comfortable
right,
with the
again,
points we've
In
made?
fairness, we're talking
Yeah.
about our neighbors here, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And-
No,
well,
absolutely.
Exactly
I
right.
think
Exactly
it's
right.
impossible for the board to set the benchmark.
Yeah, because that's
establish
hard to
that
figure out.
Something needs to be installed, and that will be reasonably designed by the architect for UCC, and then I see it before they get the right to their permit.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think is the best we could do today. And then that gives us a talking point with the neighbor if a neighbor was to object to it as it came in.
So
And
is it
there are,
pending
I
approval
believe, no
from
neighbors
the
here
board
present.
engineer, from the town engineer, is what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Put it as the town engineer.
That'd be good.
Okay,
Thank you.
then, can I also put on you, the signage, because they,
Township engineer.
Oh, sorry.
in terms of,
It's late.
you know, whatever additional signage
Yes.
might be needed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the additional signage will confirm through the zoning officer and then to me,
Okay.
if she has any
Right.
concurrence.
And
Thank you.
the final thing I have has to do, I think that the applicant has addressed this, but that the board is comfortable that there's enough on-site parking.
Yeah, that is fine.
For the three uses.
I actually have that as a point as well. No on-street parking. I'm very familiar with that
That's-
section.
it's a tough-
I
You
come
can't.
cycling through there.
Yeah.
It is
Right.
tight. There's no room whatsoever, especially once you pass, was that
Yeah.
Colden? As soon as you pass Colton, I mean, there's nothing.
It's Long Hill Road.
No
It's white lined anyhow. You
And
can't-
line of sight,
You can't
right? When
park.
you're coming out of your driveway, you need to make sure you maintain good visibility because it's a blind as you're coming through there. And I'm saying as a cyclist, I come through there and it's a blind on a lot of those driveways. And if you've got people coming in and out, they need to be very careful coming out onto that road, whether it's a cyclist or it's a car.
Landscapers do it all the time, and it's not enforced.
Eh,
Landscapers park on that road all the time.
I
and
know,
it's not
I know,
enforced.
I know.
They
but-
put their
All right.
boilers out sometimes.
Guys, I am going to just call here. We are at 10:15.
10:21.
It's
Yeah,
6 minutes.
That was is a little slow. Yes, you're right. It
purpose.
is 10:21.
Got tired.
So my question really to the board is, do we need to pass a quick resolution here to extend? I'd like to finish up this application this
Yes,
evening.
we need to do that.
Okay.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes. Is there a motion to approve the resolution to extend for 15 minutes?
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great.
Thank you.
We will finish up.
Wonderful.
So I think,
Everything else has been addressed in my letter.
okay.
Very good.
So I do want to open it up, but the public now is limited to your other individual who's doing the baking. Did you have any public question for
Your
or
husband?
comment?
He's under oath.
Yeah, right. That's true.
That carries to home, too.
Now's your opportunity.
That's fair.
Okay. That's true. All right, hearing none from the public, I will come back here then to the board attorney just to summarize.
Well, hang on a second. Do you mind if there is one thing I do want to discuss that I thought was home office. This is a unique situation, right? Typically, it's part of the primary residence home office, correct? We don't have this capacity for accessory building as a home office, which is what this is falling under. Home office is 25%, I think, is no more than 25%. Right now, we've got something that's at least 50% of a second building, maybe less with a garage and stuff. I'm also concerned about what the future consequences could be with something like this, what precedents we set. So I'd like to see some sort of agreement to limitation on the size as a percentage of the accessory building. It can't be 100%. You could come up and start, you could say that second bedroom, that second apartment upstairs. Oh, I want to expand on it a second, right? So where?
Come back for that.
No, not necessarily.
The ordinance references the primary building, so our initial position is that it's 0% of the primary building because it's not in the primary.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
But if you wanted to, if you'd said, well, we would need to stick with the spirit of it.
Correct. I'm
then-
trying to extend it
Then I
because
think the bakery should be limited to 25%, but still of the primary building. So
I don't mind
whatever that number that would
which way, but some sort of percentage based upon something, and we can debate what that is. I think it should be based
Are
on
we
the accessory
back
building.
to the limitations on the capital? 50,000 annual? It kind of limits you.
You could say that it can't, for example, extend to the second story.
Well, that's it. I understand about the 50,000. I'll get all that, but that's secondary to what we're addressing right now, right? And it may be a different
That
business
has
in
to
the
stay on the
future.
ground.
But it's not
floor.
secondary because it's a use that he's applying.
Only
on-
for him under this
Right,
condition.
so
Oh, good. But who knows? Maybe it makes 200,000 little cookies that are $1 each. I don't know, right? So what can we do that makes some sense to limit or put some,
We're just limited to the first floor of the
Yeah,
garage.
I would say limit it to the first floor and then maybe. say-
excluding the garage?
Right. and-
What's a
and
garage?
The garage.
garage.
Oh, sorry.
Park
So
area.
bad.
But
The
maybe,
thing that may be on the second floor.
Mr. Chair, we only got till 10:45.
So how can we just
Pin-
make sure we
Pinterest.
codify it
I-
as such?
another thing you would consider if you wanted is to not allow it in the principal dwelling.
Yeah, what's
for
whatever.
this site only.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
an
so-
application for this site.
Yeah.
So not principal building.
And not
then
on the second floor,
not on-
you
not on the
could say.
second floor accessory, and limit it to the first floor, excluding the garage or including the garage. Who knows? You may change the garage.
No, they have to have a garage.
Yeah,
They have
They have to have the.
Yeah.
That's part of their,
They have to, so they
Right.
can't change that.
No.
A lot
we
of
over-
people,
are we
no, a lot
overextending
of people
here?
change their garages into workshops.
Just
they're
the
not allowed to.
primary.
Yeah, but they do.
And
Well,
no
yeah,
second,
but that's not for
no
business
primary, no
purposes.
second.
No,
floor.
for
That's for
person.
their home.
Why not just
Okay.
leave it to what he has put in his application for, which limits him to what he's presented today? If you say it's limited to what you presented today, if he wants to expand, he has to come back.
Yeah, that's fine, just as long as it's
But that's what
clear.
we're doing. We're doing this when we're codifying the application.
Yeah, but
We don't have to add all this other language.
Right, I agree.
Under the,
Shall be limited to the area of the first floor of the detached garage as presented by the submitted plans.
perfect, thank you.
yes,
Great.
because that's what's been submitted.
Yeah. Right. I just want to make sure we're clear on that. And it stays that, that's my
Your
only point.
boilerplate language in the resolution, it has to be substantial compliance with what
Right.
was described
Yeah.
over the last.
Thank you.
Cover it
Good.
as well. Okay.
Okay,
No public, is
yes, yeah,
Okay.
if you could just summarize for what we need to vote on.
Yes, I will do my best, Mr. Chairman. So
Thank
we
you.
have, I believe it's just minor site plan approval, no variances have been identified. Few conditions. Hold on a second. Oh, we already got the tax card, so we don't need that. That's exhibit A2, I think, right?
Yeah.
That was in Liz's memo.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the other conditions, that takes Liz's memo off the table. Joe didn't do a memo, so no memo conditions.
Correct.
Things I picked up during the hearing, applicant would install a full kitchen on the second floor of the detached garage. I'll just make a note. Okay. The first floor of the detached garage would not host a residence without additional board approval, right? The proposed use won't be a retail establishment, only order pickups would be permitted. Hours of pickups would be limited to 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., no more than one pickup at a time. All trash would be stored in a bin in a secured enclosure. No on-site consumption by customers. And then,
Do we even need to include that part because it's all? Sorry, do we need to include that part because it's already part of the cottage law?
it's up to you, we don't have to if you don't want to.
What was-
Can you
Just
that,
say
yes,
applicable to
comply with cottage
comply
law?
with cottage law.
What if the cottage law changes?
Yeah. Thank you.
Applicant to comply with cottage.
Law. SA 82411.
Thank you.
Well, never thought. That's a no. I don't think there's any case on that. Okay. Now we'll go to the ventilation features. I hope I capture this the right way. The applicant shall take measures to install ventilation features to capture odors emitted by the proposed use, either by installing such measures inside of the building, and if not economically feasible, by redirecting ventilation exhaust to the interior of the property to the extent reasonable, subject to the review and approval of the township engineer. That sound good to everybody?
Yep. Yes.
Chris, did you mention the hours? I heard the one customer at a time.
Yes, it was 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Or, I'm sorry,
10
10
a.m.
a.m. to 7 p.m. It's after 10 o'clock, my birthday. Okay. Some baked goods would be helpful.
Give them another 6 hours.
That's any day.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we didn't note any restrictions on the number of days. And then the proposed use shall be limited to the first floor of the detached garage building to the extent presented by the submitted plans. The square footage of the proposed use. And I think that's it.
I have a quick question for the township attorney. You did do proper notification, not township, sorry, applicant's attorney. You did make proper notification to all neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah?
We did. I can
Okay.
verify, reviewed it, everything's good.
Okay, thank you very much. So, a word of advice is stay in good standing with your neighbors.
It could be worse things moving in next door. Okay.
Okay, so now's the time that we get some input from the board. Tony, why don't you start? We'll go down the DS. Any
Yeah, I've got,
perspectives and your,
no, I think it's
Yeah.
in good addition. I've got no issues.
thank you, Therese.
I don't have any issues either.
No issues from me, thank you.
Great, thanks. We'll keep going. David?
No, I mean, this is a unique situation, so that's why we shouldn't just, we need to discuss these points because it is unique, so, but overall, I mean, I don't agree with the days, but I think everything else sounds like you're on the right track, so good luck.
Thank you. Great, thank you.
I don't have any issues.
I just asked that we either call it the garage building or the ADU, because I keep getting confused
Right.
with garage and ADU, so one thing. And also, I tried to place an order and I couldn't, so you might want to check the website.
That's because you're not
Because
supposed to do it while
not
we're
baking for
in
another 3
session.
weeks.
Oh, I can't, oh, thank you.
You're not,
Everybody know that no money was exchanged hands.
I know.
Yeah,
Again,
Sam,
again.
those- You don't say those things.
that's why you didn't,
And just
Yeah.
mind, when we do the, if we do the, and
Chris, is that
if
exhibit?
you come back for the resolution,
A3 now, her iPad needs to.
coordinate your baking time with the resolution time.
Got it.
All right, well, again, thank you applicant for coming in. Good luck with your business. Absolutely. I'm thanking him for his application. I appreciate your support. I think now we're entertaining a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve with conditions, right?
Yes.
Motion to approve with conditions. Okay, roll call.
Mr. Falca?
Yes.
Ms. Dill?
Yes.
Mr. Hands?
Yes.
Mr. Laverarian?
Yes.
Ms. Ogins?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones?
good luck, yes.
Jones?
Gomes?
Jones. Apparently I haven't had enough coffee. Chairman Richardson?
Yes,
Motion carries.
right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Now I
Good
can say
luck.
have a wonderful night.
Yes. No, please.
Get out of here so we can wrap up.
I don't want to keep,
Interesting now.
I want to give this back. I don't want to keep this person information.
Kind of fun.
Technically, it's a public record now.
Past 10:45.
No, we're not going past 10:45.
New. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. And then, yep, thank you. All right, so to round out our discussion, I think we're going to park the old and new business at this point and push to another time. I mean, you know, unless you guys feel strongly, we do have all of
Well,
10 minutes. If there's something we can,
The reason why these two
I
came
think we
back
can
to
do
me
it in
is
2
because
minutes.
at the last township committee meeting, it was not clear that these two ordinances were directed by the entire board to go for first reading. So they sent it back, so for a vote and for then me, because the procedures have kind of been getting a little bit muddy.
Yeah.
gotcha.
So the township committee and the clerk and our administrator Randy Barr have said they are not accepting anything for first reading unless I confirm there's been a vote, it's ready for first reading to the TC.
Deb, what if I draft a template letter, unless it's
Right.
appropriate for me to, and you do it, but I'm happy to do it, a template letter for all of our ordinances that says the planning board has reviewed this, blah, 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 ready for first reading, and it's from you and whatever.
It's honestly, it's really not necessary, but it's almost like overkill.
Well, then what do we do? Like,
So
'cause
I just have, literally, I just said what.
We did that, and we sent it to
I
Do
know,
it,
but for
though.
whatever we.
Now,
This,
let's-
this
like-
came from Liz.
Yes.
This time, these came from
Okay,
Liz.
okay.
No, no, they
Oh.
didn't. They came from the
So
board.
let's
Oh, they came
do,
from the board.
let's do that,
Yeah.
because, like, the confusion was not just for you from them, but like I thought they already read it once and it was coming to us for consistency. It hasn't been read yet, And the reason being that they want to know that it's the board's recommendation to bring these to the committee.
But I
For
don't need a
first
formal
reading.
letter, I could just send Megan and Randy an email, and, and just say, this has been
Yeah,
voted
but-
on
well,
such and such a
can watch the
date,
video.
these are ready
Yeah.
for,
Right.
yeah.
I know, but Deb even tried to, you like asked Megan like, hey, is this on for first reading? She's like, no, it's just for discussion. So I'm just trying to figure out how to
Right, well,
bridge
that
that
was-
gap.
Well,
That-
so it's the committee's decision on how they proceed on any ordinance, right?
Right.
Like, so anybody in this municipality can be tasked
To
to
write an
draft
ordinance,
their
right.
opinion of the ordinance to bring to the committee, and then they'll have a discussion, and they'll decide if they're going to schedule it for first reading.
But in,
I think it carries a lot more weight from this board when the board tells them that we've had a consensus that this is our draft recommendation, and we ask that you consider it in your ordinance committee to bring to first reading. And then it'll come back to you in between for consistency.
I'm fine with whatever, but at this point, we have gotten not even one ordinance passed this year.
I know, and that's.
And
that's
so-
very-
Two.
Well, so,
Oh, okay, sorry.
but then the
Yeah.
HVAC thing,
Right. So,
That was a difference though.
that was,
so something needs to change.
So, and it was you could technically blame it on me for the last time, because I didn't include language in my email.
So is this resolution good to go?
If you guys say it is, it's good to go.
Can I make a
Good to go.
recommendation?
They both are. They're both good
Hold
to
on,
go.
hold on,
No,
hold on. Chris?
both good
Yeah,
to go.
hold on.
We could just do a motion and a second and a
Yeah.
voice vote to recommend it to the township committee.
Correct.
And that way it's on the
It's
record.
official.
It's official.
And then what I will do is in the email with these two again, I will forward it and I will say, these were voted on by the board unanimously, whatever, to go to the TC. This is the language that I need to use in the email.
Okay.
For first reading, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I will include the chairman and the vice chairman so they know,
Great.
that I'm using the language that the TC wants.
looking
There's
for.
no
So-
confusion, it was voted on,
And
now it's ready for first reading.
Look, the minutes look the same.
So,
So we'll do that moving
how
forward
about,
also.
could I make a suggestion? Mr. Jones, could you make a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to send the proposed ordinances renaming of the single-family residential village and hamlets and light industry zone districts and amend supplementing, repealing and revising the land use ordinance to reflect the renamed zones and the second proposed, or do I need to do both in
Do
one?
them all.
Yes. And the
No,
second
no,
one,
no, we've got to discuss one minor thing.
which one?
The zones.
FTER.
No, it's I. I'll tell.
I thought we'd
on
already
page
discussed, didn't we go
Reflect
through
in
this?
zone names. It's
there
very
is-
simple.
I guess that's why.
How do you spell Sterling?
It's spelled wrong.
It's
Okay.
spelled wrong.
Is it? Oh, God.
There
Yes.
is, there's one
How many
where
other
it's
things?
spelled with
Spell
an
it.
E
Spell it.
instead of an I.
Fix it when it comes
It
to
says-
spell
Oh,
check.
I-
No,
I
it's,
saw two.
it's three
I'll
places.
fix that.
It's
All
not.
right,
More
Thank
than-
you.
More than once.
I spell it
Three
wrong. all the
places.
time.
Okay,
All right, guys.
I apologize. Maybe the auto, or not auto.
That's probably autocorrect or
Yeah.
something on your.
Whatever.
I will double check.
Okay,
I think the substance of it stands nonetheless.
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah, of course, but it's, it can't go like it is.
Yes.
Yes.
We should have.
All right, Mr. Hand, do we need to table the renaming of zones, or do we just have to do a typo check?
We can't do typo check.
Is that the only issue?
Yes, it's the only issue.
Okay.
If I could, yes, and it
So-
won't be a typo check.
And we've gotten other things with
read. Yeah,
typos.
it's a read.
It's a reading.
One typo,
All right,
that's
so
good.
Three
I'd like to
places.
make a motion to
We
propose,
all understand that.
I'd like to make a motion, propose ordinance renaming of the single-family residential village and hamlet and light industry zone districts and amending, supplementing, repealing, and revising the land use ordinance to reflect the renamed zones. And we will correct any spellings in those, but we would like to send that for first reading to the TC.
Well, there's also renaming of residential zones, too.
That's
That's
it.
just in there.
I said it.
That's
Oh,
the
I
name of the
didn't say
ordinance.
I said it.
It's a very lengthy name, but it's.
I said it.
Mr. Jones, you recommending both that ordinance as well as?
I am doing right now just the zones.
Okay, we do one at a time.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. I will do so.
Thank you. My second proposed ordinance is apartments in business zones. So these are ground floor apartments. I'd like to send to the TC for first reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you.
Now, one last quick, Chris, can I include the whole, like, when I send this, to the clerk and to the administrator, can I include everybody on the board?
Yeah, it's much like you would with an agenda. Just
Okay.
nobody, it's not a problem for you to send stuff to us. It's the problem for everybody
Okay,
else to
that's what I
respond to
thought.
everybody else.
So that's what I'll do then when I prepare that email to
Yeah.
go for the first reading, I will include everybody so we know we're on the same page.
So
Motion
that
to
would be the
adjourn.
Process moving forward,
Correct.
motion, email, check.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Can you imagine?